Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coach and Coach Podcast. Man, today we're going to get it in. We're talking about quite a few things here today, but before we get started, just want to say Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans and thank everybody for their service, whether you past military or present. We appreciate your service. We thank you very much as well. Mucho frio out here. Man, what's going on in the world, man? It is super cold out here, man. You know, I'm in Orlando, Florida. I'm freezing around here. Y'all see I got long sleeves on. I'm zip this thing up to my neck. Y'all around here playing, man. It's cold out here, man. I don't know. Better find somebody to snuggle up with. Shout out to E. Brown. Or I'm sorry, Get Down Brown. That boy say they ain't 270. He ain't messing with them. Thick thighs save lives. Well, tonight, some thick thighs better save some lives. But we're going to get it in, man. We're going to have a good time. Let's do a quick roll call, man, to get this thing rocking. My man, Normal Guy says he first. What's up with this LSU tag? Man, get that thing out of here, man. Berto, what's up, Coach Hayes? And hit the like button, people. I appreciate it. Juan Manuel, Coach Hayes, great to have you on. Good news. College playoff football, Miami is number 15. Oh, God. I hear you. 10-2, you're in 5 of 214 play each other. Okay. But very, very bad news. Keontae Scott got hurt practicing, not looking good. Ooh, didn't know that, man. I'm glad to find that out. Mr. Maskill, a member in the building, says, feels good, Coach. Rosa Day, hello, Coach Hayes. Moderators in chat. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, well, we cold, but we will. Also, one big blow with Keontae Scott. He was having an All-American season. Now, who do we play at nickel? All right, we can definitely get that in and talk about it, but we're going to get this thing in. Let's look at our topic for the day. Today, we're going to talk about the USC Punt scandal that's out here in these streets, man. This USC done went out there and found a loophole, and we'll get into that. We're going to talk about these Cleveland Browns a little bit, how bad they are. Little Shador Sanders talk with that as well. And Indiana, should they be ranked number 1 over Ohio State? And even some people arguing about Texas A&M. We found out. And you don't want to, you guys, definitely y'all Cane fans, y'all want to stick around for this Gone Too Far segment. I'm not going to tell you what that's about, but we're going to talk about it. Let's go ahead and get this thing jumping, man. Let's get it started. Very first thing, USC punt scandal. Let me see if I can bring this up. But USC had a whole punt scandal, man, where they had let me see if I could just lay it out for you perfectly. So USC was playing Northwestern. And they go out on the punt team, and they have number 80, who is their punter, Sam Johnson. But there's another guy with double numbers, as you've seen this before, with number 80 on, who is a third-string quarterback, Sam Heward. They go and they do a fake punt, and they throw a pass with the punter. Now, the problem lies is you can't have two guys by rule with the same number in the same position. The punter's wearing number 80, but he's not on the field. The backup quarterback's wearing number 80. He's not on the field, but this is some next level thinking here. They run the guy out there. He looks just like the punter. He's got the same number as the punter. And here's the biggest trick. USC does not have names on the back of their jerseys. So there's no way to identify this different guy. Like I said, they had a spotter upstairs. They would see Hewitt on the back of the jersey versus Johnson. They don't have names on the back of their jersey. So I'm going to put this up here just to show you guys what it looks like. Now, I can't play it because, as you see, the punter is actually the third string quarterback, right? So the thing that's tricky about this whole deal, nobody recognized it. Not even the commentators, the coaches, or the referees until after the fact. Now, the big fight is, or as you see, it's clearly 7-7, 14-27 in the second. The thing is, that's supposed to be what they call unfair tactics. Okay. And that's a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty, but it wasn't called in the game. So, the Big Ten is looking at this and everybody's looking at this. But like I said, the unique thing, and I think that's interesting about this, is coaches are always trying to find the edge. Now, this will clearly change in the rule books going forward. But here's what USC is saying. You call it a punt formation. I call it an offensive formation. There's no rule that my quarterback can't line up 12 yards deep. There's no rule that he's not the quarterback. He's just lined up like that. Right? And that's where the tricky part gets in this. That's where the loophole is in this deal. And that's what's very interesting. I would love to hear y'all thoughts in the chat too as well about this, because that's what trick plays are all about. You're here to trick people into thinking one thing and something else. It's clearly they got 7 men on the line of scrimmage. You don't have enough guys in the backfield. You're good to go. Nobody else goes downfield because they're covered up. You're good to go. So I thought that was very interesting on Lincoln Riley's part. Also, the Northwestern coach did not complain about the call. So this is something that's happening internally within the conference. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's super interesting. I think it's a great play. I hate the fact that they used it against Northwestern when they could have used it, because they probably going to clearly beat Northwestern. Clearly going to beat Northwestern. So I don't understand why people use trick plays when you don't really need them. Use them for the big game. Use them for the thing when you're down and you really need it. I mean, it's 7-7 in the second, right? It's not like you're trying to catch a big dog off guard. I mean, you 6-2, they 5-3. You probably run away with the game just like they did. This play wasn't a deciding factor in the game. I think they beat them, 38-10 or something like that. I don't know what the final game was, but that's what it ended up being. Let me see if I can fast forward this a little bit to the throw. So here, as you see number 80, I got to do this so we don't get copyright. He gets it. He turns and throws a dime. And I know they were like, dang, this punter right here really got an arm, man, not knowing that it's the backup quarterback. So that's how that worked. I mean, interesting to me. But we'll see. Oh, man, what happened to my thing, man? Oh, Lord, I'm all jacked up. What happened to my stuff? All right, I guess here we go. All right. So, I mean, that's where it is. And I think it's interesting. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. And now here's also the thing. They made the roster change. USC made the roster change on the official game day roster. So it's not like they hid this because Sam Hewitt normally wears number 7. He had number 80 in the game. I mean, on the roster, on the official roster of the game day. So, people can say what they want to say in regards to it. But at the end of the day, I mean, they did everything they were supposed to within the rules. I think what's going to end up changing later as this goes on is they're going to say your quarterback is going to have to, be within 10 yards, something like that. They're going to find a way to do this so people don't get tricked later on down the line, or they may not do anything at all. And it's up to you to figure it out, because technically that's an offensive play. You're just punting the ball, right? So I don't have an issue with it. Let me see what y'all say. Somebody said, what's wrong with this? Nothing to me outside. I think it's genius. If you ask me, I think it's genius. I really do think it's genius. Never thought of it. I just think it's genius. I think they did a great job with that. But anyway, they didn't call it. They're not going to go back and change anything. It is what it is. All right. Also, let's go ahead and get into the Browns really suck. Listen, the Cleveland Browns, I don't do a lot of NFL here, but I had to bring this up because, I heard about this and I'm talking to a friend of mine about it. And they're talking about Cleveland again. Shedeur Sanders not playing, and everybody's still asking for Shedeur Sanders to play. Well, the Cleveland Browns played the Jets, and the Jets, SUCK, suck. They're terrible. I want y'all to hear this, and some of y'all may not be aware of this. Justin Fields, who plays for the Cleveland Browns, was 6 of 11 for 54 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. A touchdown and an interception for 54 yards. But I want y'all to understand this. He threw one pass for 42 yards. One pass for 42 yards. The next leading receiver had one catch for 4 yards. You had Mason Taylor. Isaiah Williams had one catch for 4 yards. John Mechie had one catch for 3 yards. Isaiah Davis had one catch for 1 yard. This is the NFL, y'all. This is the creme de la creme. This is the top athletes in the world. And you end up finding a way to win the ball game. Why? Because Cleveland gave up one touchdown, gave up a punt return and a kick return and field goals. Ended up losing the game 27-20. Now, on the flip side, Dylan Gabriel was 17 of 32 for 167 and 2 touchdowns. I told y'all before, the Cleveland Browns is a terrible organization. I made videos a long time ago. Man, Shedeur Sanders need to ask for a trade. Get out of there. I would have pulled the Eli Manning. No, don't send me to Cleveland. Send me somewhere else. People are trying to spin it. You can't spin it. The organization is terrible. Keith Stefanski, the head coach, he got coach of the year twice, but the way this looks, they may take one of them back. He's awful. The program is awful. Like, how do you lose a game to a quarterback that threw 54 yards and one of his passes was for 42 a screen? In a passing era. In a passing era. Like, this is the part, as a football fan, you say to yourself, okay, how do you lose this game? Because your special teams is bad. Your quarterback is 17 for 34. What? That's just a little bit. That's short of 50%. Now, everybody's asking for Shedeur to start. Can I tell you something? I know y'all don't want to hear this, and maybe people don't want to hear this. Shedeur is not going to make a difference. If you want him to start, great. No problem. But if you think it's going to look better, it's not. They're not a good program. They're not a good team. They got up there and asked Myles Garrett about it. What Myles Garrett said? Man, my job is to worry about the defense. He gave a politically correct answer. My job is to worry about the defense. Still looking for Lil Bucket. I need that eyebrow, bro. I don't know where you at. Maybe you change your name. LV, what's up? How you doing, baby? The producers in the building. They are terrible. I don't know how people don't understand this, man. I don't understand how people, like, they thought that if Shedeur was to go in there and play and start, he was going to just turn the program around. Then I saw this thing, and I don't know if it's true or not, because everything is AI now. And we got 50 Cent, Many Men, sounded like he from the 1950s. So I don't know what's real or not, but there was a graphic up talking about what John Gruden would do with the Cleveland Browns. No, he won't. They are terrible. I don't care who you go in there. Hell, even Nick Saban, the coach for the Cleveland Browns. They are awful, bro. I would love to hear, like I say, put in the comment section. I'm opening up the phone lines here in a little bit. We could definitely talk about any of these topics, but I don't think there's anything that Shedeur can do to help this. Now, the fans may be excited to see him out there and throw the ball around the yard, and he could go whatever, throw 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. They're terrible. I don't know why this guy's not even fired when they just fired Daboll from the Giants. I don't think anything is going to change in Cleveland until the fans stand up and we're not going to any more home games. These people have to go. They have to go. It's terrible, bro. Terrible. It's awful. And I keep saying this, and I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks, all the way since April when he got drafted, when Shador got drafted there. What is the plan? And it's funny, I saw a clip with Cam Newton. Shout out to Cam Newton. Talking about, what's the plan? I said that 2 months ago. What's the plan for Shador? Apparently, there is no plan. The plan is not to talk about him. Don't give him any opportunity. Even when you win it by a lot, you could have played him in there for a little bit. You don't have to worry about redshirting, stuff like that. I mean, it's the NFL. They don't have a plan. They're going to use you till they use you up, brother. And that's just what it is. That's exactly what it is. I want to talk about this as well. Indiana. I think this is a very interesting team. Kurt Cignetti at Indiana has come in and done a phenomenal job. Second year at the helm at Indiana. He comes in his first year, takes the Big Ten by storm. They lose to, was it Ohio State? I think last year they lost to Ohio State. I got it up here, right here. Yep, they lost to Ohio State 38-15. I told you they. Well, come on, dog. Ohio State was number 2 team in the nation. Stop it. They won the Natty. Then they go to the playoffs, play Notre Dame, who was also in the Natty. I want y'all to understand this. You lost to Ohio State, who won the Natty, and you lost to the team that was in the Natty. And didn't lose by much. I mean, 38-15, yeah, you got beat. But it wasn't crazy. Because Indiana was putting up numbers on people like 56-7 on Nebraska, 47-10 to Michigan State, 42-28, 42-13 to UCLA. I'm talking about the first year head coach at Indiana. That was last year. Now this year, they can't do it twice. Okay. Right now, they're currently undefeated, and they dropping some serious numbers. Beat Maryland 55-10, UCLA 56-6, Michigan State 38-13, beat a number 3 Oregon 30-20, beat a number 9 Illinois 63-10. I mean, I'm not gonna go to the G5 and the lower level schools, but they putting up some serious numbers. Ohio State, now still my opinion, I believe Ohio State should still be ranked number 1 because they won the Natty. They shouldn't be knocked until they lose. That's just my opinion. But I do believe Indiana, as well as Texas A&M, have a great argument. I mean, we're talking about 1, 2, and 3 team here. But they definitely have a great argument for why they should be number 1 if you look at strength of schedule, in essence. If we go look at Ohio State, they beat a number 1 ranked Texas. Again, they were ranked 1 because it's preseason, what people perceived they were going to be coming in. And Texas is clearly not what people thought they were going to be, even though they're still ranked number 10 now. And then they beat a 17th ranked Illinois, who Indiana beat when they were ranked 9. After that, they beat a Penn State 38-14. Now, here's what I'm going to say about Indiana. Indiana had a tough game against Penn State. Everybody knows that they fired Coach James Franklin mid-season after those 2 losses. But if you didn't watch that game, then you missing out. The ball bounced their way sometimes, true indeed. But you talking about a team that was playing, and that last catch at the end, I forget my man's name, but the Tony toe tap in the back of the end zone, yowzers. Now, here's what I say. I don't believe Indiana will win the Natty this year. I don't think they have enough difference makers on their team. But as a unit, I got to give Kurt Cignetti all the credit in the world. He has squeezed every bit of juice out of that orange you can. Every bit he's getting out of these players. I mean, when you talk about a guy taking a lot of James Madison players that he had, right? Fernando Mendoza, that came from Cal last year, getting him to play, and some other players. But they don't have, it's not a star-studded team. I think Isaiah Bond, not Bond, what's the DB's name over there at Indiana? What's the gentleman's name? Lord, I can't think of his doggone name. The DB. Pull it up right here. Pons. Sorry, I said Bond. D'Angelo Pons. He might be one of the bigger names that you recognize right now. He might be one of the bigger names that you recognize. He played corner. So when I look at this and I look at all that's going on, I think Curt Cignetti has done a phenomenal job with his team. I don't think they have enough star power yet. I don't think they have enough difference makers to win the Natty right now. But they damn sure play well as a unit. They play extremely well as a unit. You know, if you watch my breakdowns, the good, bad, and uglies and so forth, and the high school breakdowns, their guys are playing above the shoulder pads. They're not just playing with strength. You see guys in proper run lanes, run fits, pass rush lanes. You see guys playing as a unit. I'm telling you, I like what they got going. And who would have ever thought that Indiana Hoosiers would have been in these talks right here? So OG Kane says, what happened to Curt Cignetti next year? I don't know. I can't tell you what's happening next year. But I'll say this to you, OG. They asked that same question last year. Hey, coach, what Curt Cignetti going to do next year? Be ranked number 2 in the nation. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what he's going to do next year. But you can ask that same question last year. He back at it. A basketball school. So I think it's very interesting to look at that. Now, Texas A&M has a great argument as well. If you go look at Texas A&M, right? Texas A&M, and shout out to Mike Elko went over there. Turn that thing around, man. Right? Because Jimbo had it sinking ship. He comes and turns it around. Curt Cignetti beats a number 8 Notre Dame. Beats a number 20 LSU, a number 22 Missouri. I'm trying to think until we get to Friday, November 28th, where they play Texas. I don't see them losing. And I still don't even see them losing to Texas, to be honest. I'm going to just say this. They ain't putting up the numbers, though. It's something to say that, like, you have to give credit where credit is due. Indiana is putting up numbers. Like, straight up, you know. And I think it's phenomenal what he's done over there so far. Dr. Chris, he says, Indiana may not be good next year. They have a lot of players that return. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. But all I can tell you is right now, you are as hot as your players, because we clearly can see that. We clearly can see that. I sure wish we had another school that could turn something around so fast, but everything red and black today, so I'm not going to get into that. Y'all could do that on the phone line. Y'all could bring that up. Now, here's my last piece before I open up the phone lines. If y'all want to call on in, please feel free. You're more than welcome. 862-799-9956. Phone number is right here. Straight up, right over the head, right under the coach. Word coach. So I'm going to find a way to sneak a little Miami in here. Gone too far. Has Fran Brown, head coach of Syracuse, gone too far? You're gone too far, brethren. I want to talk about coach behavior a little bit. Speaking of that, Indiana coach Kurt Signetti speaks with a lot of confidence. Told people to Google him. All he do is win. The reporter asked Kurt Signetti, hey, Indiana team play here? He said, this team ain't play here. Speaks with a lot of confidence. Fran Brown speaks with a lot of confidence. Coach Prime speaks with a lot of confidence. There's quite a few coaches that do this. My question is, the movement and the antics of Fran Brown, has he gone too far? And what do I mean? Let's talk about, and some of this stuff I can't play because it's I'm not trying to get copyright tonight, y'all. I'm really not trying to. Trying to ease up on that because they getting serious on us. Right here. Coach Mario Cristobal and Fran Brown talking a little trash during the game. See the ref talking here. These refs are going to come in. You can see. I can move it like this. Now, they both came out and said, hey, you know what? Man, we're just being competitive, man. Ain't no big deal. We good. There's no pressure. No big deal. We good. Coach Cristobal ain't no punk. Coach Fran Brown said, I ain't no punk either. Let me pull up some other things that happened this week with Coach Fran Brown at Miami game. Everybody knows he had an interaction. And for parents, there's some cursing here. I'm not trying not to do a little cursing, but I guess one of the guys at the game had an interaction with Fran Brown at the game. Y'all check. Hold on. Is the sound on? Oh, Lord, I'm all over the place. Get out of here. Okay, the sound is on. Let me go back. All right, here we go.
You're not getting washed tonight. Sorry ass. You're not getting washed tonight. Yeah, dirty ass boy. You're not getting washed tonight. Sorry ass. You're not getting washed tonight. Yeah, dirty ass.
Now, here's what I'll say to this. Hold on, let me go through all of them, then I'll give my spiel at the end. We're not done yet. Trying to go to this one. Hold on, where is it? Right here. With the playmaker. Now, I'm going to let this play. I hope the playmaker don't copyright me. Come on, playmaker. I support you, baby.
All due respect. I love how you play. Don't get used to this shit. I got you, coach. I appreciate you, coach. I appreciate your intensity, coach. That's good. That's what it takes. Good job, man. Good job. All due respect. I love how you play. Don't get used to this shit. I got you, coach. I appreciate you, coach. I appreciate your intensity, coach. That's good. That's what it takes. Good job, man. Good job.
Hey, that boy say, hey, I like the way you play. Don't get used to this ish. Told the playmaker that. Don't get used to this ish, dog. And here's my last one. And I want to really talk about this part because I think this is going to be important in regards going forward. This is Fran Brown going towards a referee. I got to stop and pause it because copyright. That's where he got to be careful right here. But I'll talk about this in detail when I'm finished. Shout out to LMVC. I got the red light special going. You know what time it is. 9171 got you on the line. Let me finish this piece and I'll wrap it up when we get into the phone line. Has Fran Brown gone too far? In some aspects, I don't think so. In other aspects, I say you got to be careful. I'll go with the referee piece first. He's going to have to be careful with that referee, and this is not the first time he's barked at referees. I totally understand it, right? I totally understand fighting for your team. I totally understand standing up for your guys. I totally understand being dealt wrong. But that is a battle you will never win. A lot of people don't understand this. He's very close to touching that guy. If you touch a referee, that's automatic ejection, big fine. We also know Fran Brown got a very strong mouth. He like to, curse a lot. Once you get that tag, once they feel threatened, as they say, they feel threatened, a lot of things going to happen. I think somebody at Syracuse may speak to him in regards to that part. I know Fran Brown as well had some interviews where, somebody tried to poach his players and he said, look, I ain't no witch. Put a B in front of it. I think some of that stuff he has to be careful with, and I understand that whole antic of, they keeping it real. It's not your profession. You work within college football. You're not college football. Second is, you haven't won yet. You're an outsider. You're not the person that's bringing money to this organization and to these conferences. They're not going to turn a blind eye to that kind of stuff. So I just want to say that piece in regards to that kind of stuff. Now, when it gets to saying certain things, I don't have a problem. Like a lot of people made a big issue because he said a sideline reporter from ESPN said this. Fran Brown didn't come out of his mouth and say this like publicly that I could find. Was we had Miami on the verge to quit and we let them off the hook when Miami scored right before the half. Now, I'm going to just say that I'm going to take my Hurricane fan hat off and put my coaching hat on. Well, what else was he supposed to say? Sometimes we take coach speak for the gospel, and it's just what it is. What is he supposed to tell his team? Yeah, guys, they're a really good team. Yeah, we let them score. No. You had a 15th or 18th ranked team who was number 2 in the nation at one point, who's supposed to have a Heisman hopeful, who's supposed to be doing all this stuff, and a bad Syracuse team. You had them boys 0-0 in the whole first half. What is the coach supposed to say? I don't have a problem with it. None of that, first of all. And I know Coach Cristobal went on to a radio show, I think Joe Rose it was. It was like, talk is talking. I get all that. Second is, he and Coach Cristobal having the banter on the field. I get it. I've done that myself. See, what some people don't understand, sometimes you have to do things to get your players going. Sometimes you got to light a fire under them indirectly. I see my coach willing to fight the other coach, I'm going to fight harder. Here's what it is. I see my coach fighting for that call, I got to fight harder as a player. We've all done it. I've gotten ejected out of a game before to motivate my players. And they went and won the damn game. This for you, coach. This for you. Ref had to escort me off. But I was willing to sacrifice me for the greater good. So I get that part. I get the guy that's going to stand up for his team as the leader. But it has to be methodically done. And I'm not saying he's not doing that or he is. I don't know. I'm just saying there are certain things you got to do or you don't do. And that's what people have to understand about this game. It's an emotional game. You out there 60 minutes running into other men, full speed. It's about emotion. And when your team is not that good, you got to try to get the best out of them. Kurt Signetti, he's doing it. but he's being successful at it. Fran Brown is trying to find that spark. And maybe this is all he knows, or the only way he knows is through his toughness. Maybe it's because he grew up in Camden, New Jersey, not a great area. Maybe he's trying to instill toughness. Damn, dog, I ain't got nothing but a hat and a whistle, and I'm tougher than y'all. He may also be speaking indirectly to recruits. That, bro, you come here to Syracuse, I'm going to stand up for you. I'm not going to let nobody run over you. Now, I'm going to go to the fan piece. I don't believe he should have interacted with that fan. You know, he could have shot him a peace sign. Yeah, you're right. Keep moving. Because you as the professional, you as the $1 million coach who's making million, I don't know what that fan does, but probably ain't making what you making. Don't interact with that. They're fans. They're the outside. But I don't think Fran Brown took it. See, you can see the smile on their face, the banter, and that's fine. I think Fran Brown understands the banter. He understands the back and forth. But I'm saying all this to say some things you don't interact with because you have more to lose than that guy in the stand. Worst going thing happen to him, what? You get banned from the games or whatever. Okay? So if I was him, I would not have interacted with the fan. I mean, I would have shot him a peace sign, kept rolling, whatever. I'm not mad at him because, again, we all human. We all emotional. I get it. And shout out to his player. I don't know if y'all saw that. His player tried to push him on in the locker room like, come on, coach. Leave that junk alone, baby. I don't think Coach Fran Brown is going too far, but what I do believe is that he's getting very close from the perception of the profession. From the perception of the profession, he's getting very close because here's the difference between him and, say, a Kirk Cignetti. Wins and losses. Wins and losses. Go Fran Brown, you ain't won ish yet. Kirk Cignetti winning. And he won at James Madison and won at IUP and won at these different places. So I'm not mad about the comment. There's a very thin line between confidence and arrogance. Very thin line. However, in this profession, you got to win. And what I hope doesn't happen, because I like Fran Brown. I like the fact that he's going in there saying, hey, I'm this guy. Never mad at a guy that has confidence. But what I don't want to do is that hurt him down the line for another job, because I don't believe Syracuse is where he'll finish his coaching career. Whether he gets fired or decides to move on through wins, or he gets fired because of losses. But you don't want to hurt your opportunities because of what you did in this one spot. Real quick before I get to the phone line, shout out to Reggie. NBA coaches get ejected in games just to motivate their players all the time. Thank you. Baseball players do it all the time. Baseball managers, all of the time. They go out there and get in the umpire face. Yeah, all the time. Reggie again for the $5. Many of you are calling Fran Brown a clown, but his players will run through a wall for him. Will Miami's players do this? Woo, come on, Reggie. God dang, bro. Hold on, 9171. I'm coming to you, brother. Oh, ma'am. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just see a number. I'm going to let y'all call in to determine that. I ain't getting into that. And I understand Miami fans call him a clown. You should be. He the op. I ain't mad at that, but I've taken my cane hat off, my fan hat, and I'm putting on just a coach's hat to talk about this. I love the intensity. And then let me go to the Michael Irvin place real quick. People like Michael Irvin took offense. I don't believe Michael Irvin took offense. That's Michael Irvin. That was Michael Irvin looking at himself in the mirror. A person that gets it, a person that understands what Fran Brown was saying, understand they talking the same language. He wasn't disrespectful. I don't think he was being disrespectful to Michael Irvin. He would let him know, hey, coach, don't get used to this mic. Don't get used to this ish. I'm coming. What do you think of Michael Irvin would have said if they would have lost the Super Bowl or something? He would have came back and say, y'all better not get used to this. I think Michael Irvin truly appreciated what Fran Brown said. Looked him right in the eye and said, hey, coach, don't get used to this. And again, that's within the game. That's not a fan. I mean, even though Michael Irvin technically is a fan, but you get where I'm going. And Michael Irvin said, I appreciate it. Because he understood it. Huh? He understood it. Thank you, Reggie, for the 2 donos for the 5 and 5, man. Got a 10 piece. If I could put cheese on that thing. Go how that fantasy looking. Boy, that thing done. That fantasy done. My fantasy done, man. I done cashed out. I'm done with it. So if you like to call in and talk about any of these topics, right? The punt scandal, Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, god-awful organization. Indiana possibly should be ranked number 1. What do you think? I think Ohio State still should be ranked 1. You're the king of the hill. You have not lost a game. You stay where you are until you've been beaten. Or even Coach Fran Brown with my gone too far segment. Yeah, gone too far, Coach Brown. 862-799-9956. Number is right here over my head. Let's bring it in, man. 9171, call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What up, Coach Hayes? It's DC. How you living?
Good, man. You know what, DC? I might have to put your name in here, man. All right, DC, what's up with you, man? Let me put your name in this thing.
Nothing much, man. I'm gonna hit your last 3 points with the going too far Indiana as well as the Browns. I'm gonna kind of shotgun blast them. So I think that Fran.
Take your time, man. You're the only one on here. You're the only one on here. So take your time, man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as far as Fran Brown, I get the fire. I like the fire. I like the passion. But I think folks need to hear, in our community, we like keeping it real. There's such thing as when keeping it real goes wrong. And you don't really know where the line is until you cross it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we done had coaches that, are fiery, back in the day, in baseball, Tommy Lasorda, basketball, we saw Bobby Knight just lose his stuff, throw chairs, all kind of stuff. And then Nick Saban used to give refs, give them hell. But the thing is, they were all winning. You can get away with that when you a box office hit.
There you go.
You can't always get away with that when you on your way up. If you know you got it, if you really him, you can do it. But it's a gamble. Would I do it? I'd probably say, no, coach, maybe that's something, we keep the intensity. And then as far as engaging with a fan, man, listen, if you're an eagle, don't stoop down with the chickens. You can't do it.
There you go.
You got too much to lose. All it takes is one exchange. And not only you would lose the PR battle, you might lose in the pocket too.
There you go.
So it's best to leave that alone.
Yeah, listen, well, I'll just respond to that. I agree with you. Like I said, with the fan, I mean, if you wanted to just chunk them the deuce, you know what I mean? Or you walk by me, act like you washing. And for people who don't know, I think I saw a comment. Somebody said they don't understand what the wash means. So Fran Brown said that he doesn't feel that he earned, if he loses, right? He didn't earn the right to take a bath. That's what he was saying when he lost. So that's where the whole thing came up. That's why if you look last year when they beat Miami, after what he said to Dabo, he said, hey, Dabo, I got you in, baby. And he started saying, yeah, boy, I'm going to wash good tonight. So he could only take a bath after a win. Well, I can tell you this much. If that dude is true to his word, DC, if he true to his word, DC, he a stinking sucker because he ain't took a bath in 6 weeks, dog. Dude's stinking right now. He ain't took a bath in 6 weeks.
Dude, wash rag as clean and his bed sheets dirty. No, dude, you got to take a bath. You might want to change that, my man.
I'm just saying. If he true to his word. Well, you see, and as much as he sweat, he done sweated out 2 shirts. He had 1 shirt on halftime. He changed his shirt. So much as he sweat and go hard at practice, that's one stinking brother right there, boy. He gonna need a pressure washer to get all that funk off. But anyway, go ahead with your other point. Reggie, I see you in the back, baby. I'm coming.
All right, next, Indiana ranked 1. I think they're a great team, but I think they're operating at capacity. And you know what that means is they are right where they can be. I don't think there's much they're going to get out of that team. I do think Ohio State should be number one. I think Texas A&M probably could definitely beat Indiana. I believe Bama could beat Indiana. And I believe like an Ole Miss could beat Indiana. So that's that kind of thing where they're underfit. That's good. I think they deserve to be where they are, but I don't think that's going to last very long because a long season, that depth will begin to show. And somebody decides to jump into the West Virginia, Colorado, then you can look at it. Because sometimes it can look, that depth, we see it on that team, but like this team, I think going into the playoffs, it don't always go that way when you're dealing with teams that have been there, done that. And I like the coach. I just don't think they have the depth to continue. What about you?
Yeah, like I said, I just don't think they have enough difference makers on their team. I think that, like I said, Kurt Signetti, in my opinion, has squeezed every ounce of juice out of this lemon or orange or whatever you want, whatever fruit you like. He's gotten every drop out of it that you can possibly get. Beating a number 3 Oregon at that time, hey, great win for him. Beating a number 9 Illinois at that time early in the season, playing a big time. Like, think about it, they were number 9. I don't know what Indiana was ranked at that time, but then just beat them, embarrassed them 63 to 10. Like, put up some real numbers on these cats. They beat Iowa 20-15. Like, they're putting up some great numbers, bro. Even though they're playing bad teams, they're not just beating them by a touchdown. UCLA was bad, but beat them 56-6, right? But yeah, we saw UCLA beat Penn State. They got the coach fired. But then they come back and play Penn State. Bro, did you watch that game, DC?
Man, that was a phenomenal game.
Holy smokes. What a great game.
Great football. That toe tap at the end, that right there, that's a Heisman moment for Mendoza. Straight up.
Bro, when they talk about game of inches, you talking about game of millimeters right there, bro. I don't think it was maybe one blade of grass between his foot and that white line, bro.
Yeah, I was impressed with him. I think that's a good team. I think that definitely was a Heisman moment for Mendoza. And they're great things, but bro, Coach Hayes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that I understand Signetti is loving it, but I think his home should probably be Florida or LSU. I'm just keeping it real. He's that good of a coach. And I think, with Indiana, though, that's a good school, and I know they got money. I just think you run into a capacity at that school as far as talent. What do you think?
1,000%. I think he did a great job with what he had at that time. But of course, a place like Florida, a place like LSU, even though you got transfer portal and you got NIL, you still can't beat the foundation that those schools have when it comes to football, right? We're talking about it's a total different atmosphere. I think he's done a great job, but you've gotten all you can out of that program, I believe. And you hit a ceiling. You're right there. It's just my opinion, but you are where you are. But you go to a place like Florida, you go to a place like LSU, and you can bring that same thing and bring the recruiting part. And I know, recruiting is not local and regional anymore. It is all national recruiting. But a lot of people still, as good as Indiana has been last year and this year, LSU still is going to bring more draw. Florida still brings more draw than a Hoosier when it comes to college football, that is.
You're right. All right, I'm going to jump on this last point because I know you got
hold up real quick. Or what about Penn State? He's a Pennsylvania guy.
See, I thought Penn State would go after Matt Rule since he's a Pennsylvania guy. He just doesn't have the wins. I just think you would be going from one place to the other. I think Penn State is good. I think you can win there, but that's just kind of one of those schools. I think it's a step better than Indiana, but I just don't think you'll get to the playoffs at that school. I just don't see you being in a position at the end of the day to win it consistently.
Possibly. I'm going to make a real bold statement. Y'all ready? I want somebody to clip this. LMV, can you clip this for me? I'm about to make a big, bold statement right now on Veterans Day. You ready, Reggie? You ready, DC?
Hit me with it.
Manny Diaz, the next head coach at Penn State.
I can see it. I can't see and deny that. I can see that.
Manny Diaz
Clip it.
is going to be the next head coach at Penn State. He did the same thing at Miami. He brought the defense there. He went to Temple for a week, came back to Miami. He went there to Penn State, turned that thing around, became the head coach at Duke. He's turned Duke around as a head coach. They went out and got Mensah. You got to remember, transfer portal. That kid could leave and go to Penn State with him. He's young. He's young.
I can't say that because if Duke wins out, they in the ACC championship.
Come on now.
And they got a good offense.
Hey, Duke is a stepping stone job. Mike Elko goes to Duke. Get him back rolling. Go to where? Texas A&M. Manny Diaz.
I can't disagree with that one.
Manny Diaz is going to be the next head coach. And the Kane fans going to be pissed.
I can see it. I can see it. Clip it.
And he going to bring the turnover chain to Penn State.
But do you think he's going to be able to get in there if he does go to a Penn State? Is he going to be able to get in there and consistently go up against the Michigan and Ohio States? And USC will come on. They ain't going to stay down forever. And the Oregons and win.
I'm just telling you, I don't know what he's going to do when he get there. I'm just talking about him getting there.
I can see them hiring him. I absolutely can see that.
I'll say this real quick before I get Reggie on. Juan Manuel says, Coach Hayes, Manny Diaz lost to UConn. Well, damn it. I wish my Miami Hurricanes would have lost to Bethune-Cookman right now. I give up that loss to Bethune-Cookman in South Florida. I would give up that loss instead of losing to SMU or Louisville. If we had two losses, one of them to Louisville and the other one to doggone Bethune-Cookman, we wouldn't be up here begging to get into the goddamn on playoffs.
You're right. I'm gonna hit this one point and then get out because and I'll keep it quick. Browns really suck. Colorado fans, I want y'all to circle around and talk to your Aunt DC for a second. Look, first of all, I'm gonna say calling Dylan Gabriel trash is trash. We don't do that to rookies. Y'all are using arguments to condemn Dylan that you didn't want that, but the same stuff you wanted to give an excuse to Shador. We got to stop doing that. Here's my point on the Browns. This team sucked. This team has an older offensive line. It does not have the weapons on the outside. You had a running back that's still learning. I mean, he wasn't at the rookie camp, nor was he at training camp, because he had some stuff going on. Isaiah Bond wasn't there. So y'all have to understand is that even when Shador gets in, it is likely going to look the same, if not bad, not worse, because you're going in, there's nothing to play for. It's garbage time. People have shut down. So you got to be careful, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to probably have egg on your face. Now, he might go in and do a fantastic job 1 or 2 games and look good. I'm not saying he can't look good, but I will say this. If you really look at the Browns, because I'm noticing people are saying stuff like, for example, for this week, yeah, he didn't look 100% on point, Coach Hayes. But when you look at all the quarterbacks, he was ranked 12th this week. When you can go, when you can generate 221 yards, he did like 150 or 67 passing, plus 54 with his feet, and 2 TDs, no turnover. They're not taking that guy out the game.
Right.
I got you don't like what you look, but the bottom line is you don't take a guy that's not putting you in a position to lose. What puts you in a position to lose is when somebody runs a kickoff and a punt on you. That puts you in a position to lose every day. And guess what? I don't think that's ever happened in the NFL where a team has scored a kickoff. Well, I think maybe 1 or 2 times, but that's something that don't happen. So the point I'm saying is that be careful with that condemnation. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but this is a bad team. And then I will also say that to look at is that no matter what's going on that defensive side, you know, Dylan has had 2 offensive coordinators in 5 games. Come on now. As a rookie, I think we just need a little more grace with what we're saying, and we have to understand we all said this was a bad team from the get-go, and that doesn't change.
I clearly
I'm saying
said,
that out of love.
bro, I clearly,
That's
DC.
it.
I told him when he got drafted in April, I clearly said, get cut, transfer, tell him you got an ingrown toenail. I don't care what you got to do to get up out of there. Leave out of there by plane, train, or automobile. It's not a good place. When I saw that jersey with all of them quarterback names on there, it looked like a tombstone, dog. That jersey, you know what I'm talking about, where they got all the names on the back of the jersey? It started off with Tim Couch, and then they got all these people, all these the quarterbacks that have been there for the past 10 years, 20 years. Bro, it looked like a tombstone. Get out of there, bro.
Coach Hayes, just Watson, one game, I forget who was up against. I think it was the Redskins, the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sacked 7 times. Watson, as mobile as he is. And I keep telling folks is that you can sit back and say Dylan is in after 6 sacks, get him out of there. Y'all didn't watch last year, and that's the problem, I think, sometimes is that you got to do that research to say, okay, are these things that's been happening, or is it just you just put eyeballs on it? This no QB has done well. You have to get realistic expectations. I know you think he's everything, but his name is Shedeur Sanders, not Deion Primetime Sanders. And you got to understand, had Prime been on a horrible team, he might not have that gold jacket might not be as bright. No, he was still good. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I'm just basically saying bad teams, you have an expectations on a bad team and that he is a rookie.
Bro, can I
That's
tell you
all
this?
I got to say.
I'll say this before I get to Reggie. Bro, Dylan Gabriel got sacked 6 times against the Jets. The Jets had 169 total yards. 169 total yards. Dylan Gabriel had more than that just in passing by over 100. Brother, they had the ball 10 more minutes. The Cleveland Browns had 70 total plays on offense to the Jets 47, and you lost by a touchdown. Sir, if this is not a clear indication that there is a black cloud over that stadium and program, and all beware. What was the little movie? I See Dead People. It's terrible, bro. It is. There's no. I don't know anything you can do. Like, if I just took the names off and read these stats off, you would have said Cleveland should have won that game by far. The Jets were 3-11 on 3rd down, dog. Bro, what are we talking? Like, and they threw an interception.
Ain't nothing. At the end of the day, is I think that's what I'm saying is that, you know, sometimes people see the game, but you have to watch the game, and then you got to kind of go back and do history. Like for example, I shared a video this week with people saying Dylan can't go throw deep throws, and I said no, go back and look at that game that they play Ohio State, which had a bunch of dogs on defense. He was throwing them. He was dropping them in there. But if you don't have the time to throw it, I know people say he's short, he can't do it. And yeah, he does have some physical limitations. But again, I'm going to take it off of him, and then I'm going to salute and say goodbye. But the thing is that Brown's not good, folks. And I'm telling you, you might want to chill that criticism because you're probably about to have an egg on your face. Coach Hayes, thank you for having me on.
No problem. DC, I want to say this to you.
My brother.
Yes, sir, I want to say this to you, man. You were in the military. Is that correct?
Yes, retired.
Well, thank you for your service, my man. I appreciate it. Can't let Veterans Day go on. You call in and not say thank you, man. Huh? Come on, baby. I appreciate
you. Hey, I appreciate that, and I appreciate y'all making sure my retirement pay comes every month.
Trying to tell you, because I see every time I look at my paycheck, I'm like, damn, I just paid DC.
I appreciate
Nah, much love, bro. Appreciate you, Doc.
Hey, you too, brother.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
to you later. Peace.
All right, bringing in Reggie here in a second. Real quick, shout out to Beloved Sandworm. 23 likes is disrespectful. Come on, y'all. I know it's a new segment. It ain't pretty. Y'all want to talk about one thing, but I told you this is Coach Hayes football. We're gonna get into talk about all of these things, football, all aspects of football. Right? I love it. Come on, y'all go ahead and hit the like button, just a subscribe button. Y'all stop playing. All right. Let's get Reggie on the line, man. Reggie, appreciate you. What's up with you, buddy?
Coach, what's up to you, buddy?
I'm good. I ain't talked to you in
Been
a
a long
minute,
time.
man.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. First of all, I want to shout out the previous brother that was on the call, man. Salute, happy Veterans Day, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was. You got me on that Manny Diaz take, man. Want to unpack that for a minute.
Okay.
Why'd you say he'll be a more likely candidate for the Penn State job?
Well, like I said, he was there already, right?
Uh-huh.
He did a great job.
Familiarity. Okay.
Great job with their defense.
Okay.
They've had some issues with their defense, right? I think he.
Wait a minute. Didn't they hire the Ohio State guru?
Yeah. How did that work out for him?
Yeah.
Like I say, listen, like I say, man, all football is not equal, man. You know, everything works on the yin and yang basis. Like I'm looking at these games here, right? Penn State lost to UCLA 42-37. It wasn't a close game, like 42 points. You gave up 42 points, right? I'm trying to look at this. And I believe he's still
and that was
there.
after they UCLA lost their coach, right?
No, they lost their coach after. No, that was the first loss. Then they fired him after the Northwestern loss.
Okay.
They fired him after the Northwestern loss. Yeah, no, they hired the guy. I forgot his name, but yeah, Knowles. Was it Knowles? I don't know if it was Jim Knowles. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyhow,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I said it just because. Shit, if I'm right, y'all can clip this, and I'm a star. If I'm wrong, well, y'all just forget about it. Hey, y'all just forget about it. Put it in the archives.
Yeah. Hey, but you know one thing that Manny is doing? He's gaining coaching experience.
Mm-hmm.
Something he was lacking when he was at Miami.
There you go. There you go.
What about this? You know that Florida job is going to be open. It's open.
Okay.
If Manny Diaz? What if Manny Diaz comes back to Florida, takes the head coaching job in Florida, and does halfway decent his first year?
I don't know if Florida's going to do that. I think Florida is willing to crack the bank because the national championship is running away with them. It's been what? When the last time they won one? What year was that? When Urban Meyer was there?
It's been a minute.
Let me see.
It's been a minute, a serious minute.
I'll tell you right now. I can't remember. Let me see if I can find out real quick. My super duper
Hey, Black Butterfly.
My super duper fast internet. The Florida Gators won. The last one they won was in 2008. 2008. So in 3 years, that'll be 20 years.
Amazing how that's about, huh?
They'll be looking like us in a minute.
Bro.
Oh,
Manny Diaz, Penn State head coach.
Hold up, Black Butterfly. I see what you did there for the 199. Hey, put me on with Reggie. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to put you on here with Reggie. But I'm going to tell you right here, right now, Black Butterfly, y'all ain't going to come in here jumping me with no Carson Beck slander because both of y'all Georgia Bulldog fans.
Man, I don't have any slander for that man.
I know it's about to happen. Oh Lord,
Nah, I don't have any
got
slander for him.
oh, I got E Brown on here too. Oh my God.
E Brown in the back too.
Oh God, it's about to be a family reunion of foolishness.
Because
So
we got some great football this season, man. I heard you come in on that the ending of that Indiana game.
oh man, it was awesome.
My God, what a catch,
That was awesome, wasn't it?
bro! I actually thought he was out initially. I was watching it live. I actually thought he was out.
Yeah. And you know what? On that
The way
series,
the way he was able to contort his body and not let that first foot drop, where he kind of bent it a little bit,
Yeah.
so the other foot was like, oh,
yeah. And you talking in millisecond, like what's faster than a millisecond? Nanosecond? Like your weight is coming down.
Coach, I can't be mad at the defense that they ran. It brought pressure, and he threw up a prayer and it was answered.
But he threw it up where only his guy could catch it. Like that.
Exactly.
And you look at the other catches, right? You look at the catches.
Yeah.
Those guys, they're playing. See, that's what I'm saying. You could clearly see that they're playing for one another. And that's what Kurt Signetti, in my opinion, is getting out those guys. They're not world beaters. I don't even know how many of them will be drafted. I don't think you may even see an Indiana name called in the first round.
And
maybe
what you got to know is that player is going to be where he's supposed to be. When I throw this ball, he's going to be where he's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it just looked like he just threw it up. Because he had somebody coming, the blitz was coming right at him. So
but he put it right up there where it was supposed to be. All right. Lord have mercy. But these women always unmute me.
Yeah.
Look at that. Unmute me. What? Yeah, you got no patience. No patience.
I haven't spoken the Black Butterfly song. I could just imagine how this is going to go.
Oh, God. All right, I had my moment. Here we go. Introducing.
Okay, I was about to say. First thing first, let me just do this. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, and especially one. Oh, wait a minute. I hear background noise.
God.
Okay, I think it's my phone. Anyway, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, especially a special thank you for your service to E. Brown. He served in the Civil War. So I want to say that to him.
Wow.
And now, what I really called in for is, I got a question. Ohio State, Reggie, because if I'm in memory serving me correctly,
Civil War,
we have to go through them or they have to go through us to make it to the national championship, right?
No.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Don't they? Don't
No.
we play them? We don't?
No. We got some things have to fall our way for us to play them. But go ahead.
Some things like what? I thought we played them.
The seeding is not done yet. The seeding is not done yet.
You may.
So we can end up we may, but we may end up on the other side as well. So we may have to go through Indiana. We may have to go through Indiana. This wasn't the final bracket. Or ranking, excuse me. It wasn't a final ranking.
Well, Indiana is going to have to go through Texas A&M, right?
Nothing is final. They are the ones who get the buys as of right now. That's all could change. Depends on how things shake out the next 3 weeks.
Now, if we have to go through Indiana, we're good. But if we have to go through Ohio State, I don't think we are going to be good. I think Ohio State is more physical and a better team than we are this year.
Well, you can only project how you think things are going to go, because right now we've seen it all happen before, right? Where teams go in all healthy and then somebody breaks a shoestring in a championship game. Somebody catches. The seasons are changing. Somebody gets the flu. So you never know how these things go. It would be a tough battle, but we've seen how teams have been favored in games and lost. I mean, that happens all the time.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
So
but
real quick, Black Butterfly.
How we've been winning, though. How we've been playing and how we've been winning. Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won. But I'm looking at how we won. and it hasn't been that great.
Yeah. Let Coach get in here. I think.
No, I was going to say I got the bracket up here right now. They were just showing. This is all projection. It clearly says 12-team college football bracket projection. They got number 12 South Florida playing Georgia, Notre Dame playing Oregon, Miami playing. How they even consider Miami? What are we doing? Why do y'all? This is a clear indicator, y'all, that they want Miami.
The bracket I thought didn't have Miami on there at all. So
no, because right now Miami is seeded. Is ranked the highest ACC team.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Yeah. But again, it doesn't matter. Okay, because this is not going to happen. Miami playing.
Why you don't think it's going to happen? Wait a minute, back up. Why you don't think it's going to happen?
It's not. Y'all we gotta stop.
Why? Who you all have left?
Nobody.
It's not about them. It's about the team. It's about the teams that are ahead of them in the ACC. And that still have games up in the
That's
ACC.
what I'm asking. Who all is left in the ACC? Who?
Listen, okay. Right now, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, SMU, Duke all have one conference loss. We already have two.
Oh, okay. Well,
Georgia Tech don't have nobody else to play but Boston College and Pittsburgh. Okay, let's say they lose to Pittsburgh. Great. Whoop-de-doo.
Is that likely?
Right? I don't think so, but okay, fine. Virginia. They got Duke and V-Tech to play. I don't think they lose to either one of them. That's me personally. But if they do, if they lose to Duke, then Duke only got one loss. Well, let's look at Duke. So I'm trying to say, Duke got North Carolina and Wake Forest to play. Wake Forest would be kind of sneaky. I got
a question.
I just don't see us getting in. I see we're gonna be like last year, right on the edge. Go ahead.
Yeah, what is this rule where two ACC teams play and it's not considered a conference game? Like I think that's the case with Louisville, right? Who's the other team that has that special?
I think it was somebody said that, and I think it was prior. They made that game.
But why is it not considered a conference game? Both teams are in the same conference.
I'm trying to explain that. What was happening is
Go Tigers, North Carolina State.
Yeah, North Carolina State. I think it was they scheduled that game, but they were already in the conference. I don't know why, because I think it has something to do with them scheduling the game prior to them being in the conference. I don't know, man. Like I say, these people will make up whatever they want to make up when they want to make it up, dog. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, people make up whatever they want to make up, dog. Like, I really don't have an explanation for it. I have to be honest.
I've never heard of such.
I don't know, man. I hate being in this situation because you clearly had the ball in your court. Just don't fumble it, bro. But
can we go back to the bracket?
No, I just closed it. Hold on.
Like Butterfly wants to do math. She wants to do math tonight.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't even concerned about Carson. That is not even nowhere on my radar right now.
Help me, Father.
Mm-hmm. Now I have another question, Coach. If you were the AD at Auburn, who would you hire as a coach?
I don't know. I look at a lot of these places. I'll say this. I really don't know. I ain't thought about it, but I see you're gonna get a guy like Kenny Dillingham's gonna get these opportunities, in my opinion. The guys that are hot hands right now. The Kurt Signetti's gonna be the hot hand. The Lane Kiffin is the hot hand. Who else is doing?
A lot of those coaches, you name coaches, already re-up. They got contract extensions, so they're not. So it's going to be probably a lot of coordinators that get plucked from teams this go around.
Yeah, but that sounds good. Money talk, BS walk.
Yeah, you're right.
We done seen.
Nah, Lane Kiffin ain't coming to Auburn. I can tell you that.
Well, I didn't say Auburn. I was just talking about coaches that are out there, right? And so I'm
not saying. Did you say something about Manny Diaz was on a plane to Temple and then ended up in Miami?
He was at Temple for a week. Had been announced and everything. Yeah.
Mm.
So, like I said, when you look at these things, bro, and then you're going to get a guy you ain't never heard of, like G5 Billy going to Florida. And everybody going to be excited because he was a wide receiver coach with Nick Saban. And, you know.
Is it the Tulane coach whose name I keep hearing about? Is it Summerall?
Yeah. Then you had the guy,
For
Matt
where?
Campbell at Iowa State. His name was going around for a couple. Then he went down. I'm telling
For
you.
where?
Tulane. I don't know. There's different jobs. These jobs opening would be, you know. So trust me.
And some teams are waiting for the some teams are waiting on NFL to finish. Some teams are waiting on the college season to finish. For you know.
I don't even think college NFL guys are not coming down here like that. They're not finna do that. It's too chaotic in college, bro. Maybe one of these young coordinators, maybe, but he's not even looking to do that. Why put yourself through that? If you're a hot coordinator in the NFL, why not bide your time and become a head coach in the NFL?
Yeah.
Nobody want to go through this debacle. Who want to go through NIL transfer, flying across the country, all this stuff? Man, you couldn't pay me. No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, the NIL put a big damper in things.
I deal with 53 men in a facility. That's it. I ain't got to worry about no school. I ain't got to worry about students. I don't have to worry about these guys acting foolish. Yeah, they grown men. Man, look here. You go out there, you're going to jail. It's just that simple. And I'll go out there and make a statement, or I may not make a statement. Just like the Cleveland Browns didn't make a statement with Krishan Junkins. And guess what? Didn't say a word. No, I ain't talked to him, but they sure running the hell out of him. Yeah, distance they sell from them. And as soon as they cleaned up, hey, we bring you back, and they running the mess out of them, man. So, like I say, it is what it is. But, you're just looking at this bracket, I don't know. But oh Lord, here we go. Let's get E. Brown on here. Let me just do this and call it.
Yeah, because he's responsible for our freedom. I would like to give him his props today.
Oh my God. Responsible for our freedom. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he had a hand in our freedom in winning the Civil War.
I want to thank you, Ray. For the compliment about fighting.
Thank you. I'm glad you're welcome.
I am constantly fighting civil wars. Constantly all the time fighting civil wars, and quite frankly, right now, I am fighting the war of how come we have jumped off of the topic that the coaches set the precedence for tonight.
Thank you,
you got Reggie. Listen, Ray has earned the right.
What was the topic?
Ray has earned the right to come
it's on the screen.
Show coach, and Reggie, she has earned the right in our relationships, with the four of us in the last year or so. She has earned the right to come in and just take over the show. She has earned that right.
Man, Miami today isn't today Tuesday. Miami's on Wednesday, is it not?
Well, listen, I'm going to go over coaches' bullet points then.
Thank you, sir.
The first one is
clearly on the screen too.
The first one is the
But that's tomorrow night. Tonight is free conversation night. You said that tonight earlier.
You see what I'm
You
saying?
said call in, chop it up. Did you not say that, Coach? That's what I heard.
She's earned the right to do what she's doing right now. I wish my nephew was on the phone so my nephew could temper the conversation.
It's a little cold outside. He said 270 or better. Thick thighs save lives. That's what he said. Hold on. But hold on, Black.
Y'all at least make me 200 or something. 270.
Hold on, Black Butterfly. Hold on, Black Butterfly. How you
weighs enough?
Hold on, Black Butterfly. How you change it to free combo night when it clearly right here it says show topics? USC Punt scandal. Browns really suck.
Yes.
Indiana ranked number 1 and gone.
I'm not looking at the computer. I'm not looking at the phone. I don't see it.
I know.
See, she's earned the right to do what she's doing right now. I mean, that's why we love Ray. I love Ray.
Who is Ray? I don't even know who Ray is. Who is Ray?
I mean, Black Butterfly. I'm sorry, Black Butterfly. I love Black.
Hold on. Do I get some water? Black Butterfly, are you in the tub? Do I hear water?
Oh no, I'm doing my nails.
I know. Oh, okay. I was like, I know you're not calling us from the top.
I showed them straight
No, I'm
notes
doing my nails.
from the Coach Be
All right,
Coach
Reggie, that's pretty good.
podcast
That's pretty
to the
good.
Real
Reggie,
House
Reggie,
Husbands of football. It's over.
you under Reggie could hear one of the elements without
No, he hear me
the elements
filing my
being out
nails.
there. Oh, okay. But Coach, just get him back. Get him
Lost the
back to the
show.
topic, okay?
I lose the show every. Hold on. Can I say this? Can I say this, Ebron? How are we on the sports talk show? And somebody tell me, no, I'm just doing my nails. Like, anyway, I'm sorry. It's 2025.
She earned that right. I told you, now she earned that right. So we should, let's not harp on it. She's earned that right.
But anyway, Coach, you're the top podcast. You're very welcoming to the women, so that makes you the top podcast. Really.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you something real quick. You think her fingernails and toes match? Or she
Yes, of course.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
You know what's
Okay,
so funny
USC
about what's so funny, Black Butterfly?
USC
In the Discord, I even
USC
built with my own hands. My own hands. I even built y'all a she shed. And you don't ever go in there.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
they can go in there and do a whole lot of pontificating and bloviating. But
Anyway, I called to have a serious conversation, and you guys are getting sidetracked.
hey,
Yeah,
Coach,
Coach, last time they went that she said it caught fire.
She threw water on a grease fire. But anyway, listen. So what do you feel about Fran Brown and his tactics and antics?
okay,
guys.
what I feel about Fran Brown is, in his coaching demeanor or what have you. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that the one thing that differentiates him from the professional managers and coaches in comparison to the college coaches is that there's two obstacles in his way. The first one is obvious. The first one is obvious when you look at it. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is that what they're going to say is that okay, he is influencing young adults who are maturing to adulthood. The coaches, the NBA professional coaches, they are coaching men, fully grown men. So they're going to attack him by saying, listen, you are not setting a great example for the young people who you are coaching. And that's where he's going to take all the heat. That's where he's going to take the heat from his administration if he continues to argue with people in the stands, if he continues to confront the referees on the field, if he continues to use curse words. That's how they're going to attack him, by saying you're influencing the young people in our program the wrong way.
Yeah.
And therefore, we may sever our ties with it. That's what's going to happen with that. That's what I think. Because you saw the Indiana coach, which is Bobby Knight, in college. His downfall was he started to hit players. He was cursing, hitting players. He was kicked out of there. Woody Hayes, same thing. But you go into the professional league and you see the coach, which is Bill Parcells. He used to be on the sideline cussing the players out. You could see documentary of him cussing the players out, but he was never in jeopardy of losing his job by doing that because they were grown men. They were grown men. You can't do that to kids. You can't do that to kids and around so-called kids and young adults. So that's what's going to hurt him if he continues it. But I think that he is, he just has a lot of energy, and he's just displaying that energy in wrong circumstances, where he's going to come back to hurt it. That's what I think.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Ebron, on a very serious note. And I understand what you're saying, and I totally get this. And I think this is the part where people talk about code switching, and very similar to the whole Shador conversation, where, oh, well, why can't he be himself? Like I said earlier in my part as I was bloviating. It's not his league. He's in this league. There's a difference. And I thought you brought up a very good point. At some point, we'll tolerate it now. But at any job, there's a threshold. There's a line that's drawn in the sand. And once sponsors, people who don't necessarily agree with it, once they begin to talk, then action begins to happen. Right? For example.
But that type of
but I was gonna say, for example, and we shouldn't have to be this way, but it's the reality. I understand you grew up in Camden. Most people grew up in some rough spots. And cursing is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, there's more curse words on regular television than I probably say on this show.
But a man curses because he can't grasp the English language. That's why a man curses.
Okay, I hear you, but I also think it's a. I
disagree.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I hear that, but I also say it's also part of a character, not your character, but being a particular character. Let me hear this. Explain this. Being that tough guy, right? Being that guy that's no nonsense. Being that guy that
has he done this just in that one game, or he's done this in every game?
I'm speaking. Doing this.
Question: Has he behaved that way in several games, or just this one game with Miami?
I'm speaking. So, see that job feel crazy, don't it? So, in saying this, when he's playing that character, he's got to know when to turn it on and off. And that's that code switch piece. He has to understand that you could be tough in that locker room. I'm going to tell you a perfect person that does it. Our coach, Mario Cristobal. He'll MF you up and down this whole locker room. But when he's on that podium, he might say a damn here and there. But there's a certain way you speak to the public and a certain way you speak to your team. There's a certain way you speak in your home versus you speak at your job. And I think that's the difference. So like when he did that interview part, when they were trying to poach his players and he came back and said, I ain't no bitch. I'm like, damn, dog, you killing us, Smalls. Now if you can say, hey man, I ain't no punk. You know what I mean? I ain't soft. I get that. But that stuff matters. That's the only reason I don't really curse on my show, because it adds no value. It only hurts you when you're looking for sponsors, because that one sponsor may have a 12-year-old kid and you up here mother F this and ninja that, and it doesn't make the show better. It can only hurt it. And I actually heard Warren Sapp say that, him and Marshall Falk were on a podcast saying you have to eliminate the ways when they're trying to get, like when people are trying to sponsor you, you have to eliminate the reasons for them not to give you money. They're not looking to give you money. They're trying to find ways for not to give you money. Hey, E. Brown, I like the way you do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. You can have 45 things they like. But that one, that cursing, man, just a lot, man. I got a 10-year-old
Even
son.
if they do give you money, they don't want to give you top dollar.
Yeah, but that one thing could eliminate the 45 things you do well.
Right.
It overshadows the things that you do well.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening with him, because just like he told Mike, hey, don't get used to this stuff, because he's building something with Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to build a competitive football team. But his demeanor is it's destroying the things that he's trying to build right now. I hate to say destroy. It's hampering the things that he's trying to build.
I think he's doing a good job.
So is it so what he did with Miami, that's a character thing for him. That's not out of character for him. He's
No, it's
done
not.
it
No,
several
that's kind of on
times.
par. No, that's
It's
kind
not
of
out
on
of character.
It's kind of on par. I mean, it's on
Okay.
par. Like, I didn't have an issue
We're
with him
basically
throwing the
we're ba-
iPad
Go ahead,
down.
Coach.
I'm sorry. I didn't have an issue with him throwing the. See, I don't have an issue with you doing things in game. Like when he threw the iPad down and he's talking to the players and he hammering them. Hell, I wish our coach would do it. To light some fire. Like the same way he ripped that dude at Ohio State. I mean, when he was at Oregon. Remember he ripped that dude at Oregon? Now, can I tell
He
you
ripped
this?
that guy on the sideline, but he took a lot of heat for doing it. That's why you don't see him doing
Well,
it.
there you go. Hold on. So, because that commentator, which I thought that commentator was out of place, personally.
Yes.
That's not your job. You don't know the
What did the
relationship.
commentator say?
The commentator said,
It was
like he was ripping him in the commentator, like, all right, well, you can go too far. You don't have to embarrass the kid. Well, helicopter commentator, that ain't your job. Your job is play-by-play and color commentary. Shut it up. Right? That's my
I forgot
first
the
thing.
guy's name. His name is Rod something. I forgot.
Yeah, whatever his name is. He gets slapped.
Yeah.
But what I will say is some things you can go
Could
too
that
far.
just be his personality?
It could be.
Not
but-
saying that it's good, but I'm just asking. Do you think he really trying to motivate, or that is his personality?
No, it could be his personality. But what we're saying is you have to be careful, right? Because we understand this is not yours. You are a part of this, and nobody's bigger than the brands, any brand. Nobody. Right? Nick Saban did what he did.
Right.
But you notice it was always in game. He never really did that kind of stuff off the field. Now I just saw a clip of him ripping AJ McCarron behind, boy. But that's coach. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen Mike Leach go over there and fold chairs up. I understand all of that. You have to do what it does to make your team move and shape. I understand that. I think my issue is I didn't even have an issue with the Michael Irvin thing because it was in game. You get what I'm saying? Like, hey, Mike, I respect you, baby, and all, but don't get you. See, I mean, even though he says shit, but you got to remember, it's always that camera in your face. Hey, Mike, don't get used to this, baby. That's it. That's all he had to say. Don't get used to this, baby.
It was a good comment.
So your problem is with the profanity.
Because
I have a question though. I have a question, Coach, while you're on this.
Yeah.
Do you think that a football team at any level sometimes takes on the persona of their coach?
Very much so. Very much so. Louetta definitely.
Can that be a plus and a negative?
Sure it can. Your coach could be laid back. You get laid back. Your coach could be fired up. You could be fired up. But here's one thing I will tell you. Here's one thing I will tell you about players and followers for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
They can see you faking it.
If it's genuine. If
you go in there and play like you mad, man, they be like, man, coach was in there beating his fist about, you guys make me upset. They've been made fun of you. Right? They're not going to say nothing because they respect you. But as soon as you turn your back, especially after the game in the locker room, man, Coach E. Brown was in there acting like he was mad, beating his fist on him. He hurt his knuckles. He ain't really serious.
But Coach, the thing is that it's the behavior. The behavior is, I mean, all the announcers talked about during the telecast last weekend. They talked about how he was yelling at the players on the sideline. They talked about how he was yelling at the referee. They talked about how he was getting animated on the sideline. They were in a sense talking about what he was doing, but they were also tearing him down from, like they were tearing him down.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that it's only going to take one or two of his players who are going to get in trouble, and guess what they're going to say? They learned it from his coach.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to say.
And not
They
even
learned
that.
it from his coach.
Not even that.
And
I hate to say this. I hate to say this part too, E. Brown. He's going to rub one of those players the wrong way, and then you're going to have a Mike Leach situation. I'm not saying Fred Brown going to put a kid in a closet, but you're going to have a player, right? You'll have a player that's going to feel like, well, it wasn't a nice environment because he said, I play like a witch.
Right.
And then it becomes a whole boom, right? And then it's going to be very easy to believe because what? You've portrayed that in different venues, in different arenas, in different environments, just in a cool, calm interview. You've portrayed that kind of behavior. In a heated situation at a game, you portrayed that. And here's the perception. I've done this, and I know I did. I was a yeller and not necessarily a curse, but just and I had to learn as a coach. Every situation don't have to be on 10, right? Every situation, sometimes you got to yell, sometimes you got to talk, sometimes you got to whisper, sometimes you got to walk and talk. You have to know, but that comes with experience. And Coach Fran Brown is a relatively young coach, definitely at coaching. This is only his second year of being a head coach. And I know he's eager and he's fired up and he wants to win. And he wants to prove to the guys that I'm your man. I got your back. I will walk down this alley with you and we're going to come out the other side. I promise. But unfortunately, there's some overseers that don't see it that way. And so you have to know how, because those cameras are on all the time now. And so once those commentators start painting you with that paintbrush, like the way he ran up on that referee, I get it. Referees will screw you, boy. They will give you the works, but you got to do it in a different way. You gotta walk past him and smile. Huh? And then threaten his behind. Hey, ref. But don't let that Foot Locker shirt get you beat up out here, boy. Huh? I'll put this size 12 right there behind, boy. Hey, ref.
Coach,
no, I'm being honest.
The thing is that I don't want anybody to think that I have anything against. I think the man is an exceptional young man, very intelligent, and a good coach. But I know that when he went in for the interview, that he didn't throw profanity around, and the members of the University of Syracuse selected him based on his demeanor and throwing curse words around. They gave him that position because they think, just like I just said, I think the man is he's a young, up and coming, smart, and intelligent football coach.
Sure.
But he's got a temper that cursing and just temper some of the things that he's doing. That can probably come back.
And here's what I want people to understand too in this conversation. Sure, go ahead, Black Butterfly.
Okay, because I don't know much of nothing about the man, about the gentleman. Let me ask you this. So he's been at Syracuse 2 years, or this is his first year head coaching? What did he do before this?
He was at Georgia. How you don't know that?
Yeah, he was a DB coach at Georgia.
I don't know this dude.
He was at Georgia. He was a DB coach at Georgia. How do you don't know that, Black Butterfly?
I don't. I did not know that.
He was one of our best coaches. Trust me. When he left, it was felt in that secondary.
Yep.
I mean, I think he's going to do well. I just think.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, I think what you said, Coach, and what you said, E. Brown. He's a very passionate coach, very infectious personality. He just needs to learn how to temper it rather than always being on 10, like you said, Coach.
And you know what, Reggie? You literally took the word out my mouth. Let me go. You literally just took the word out my mouth. I was just getting ready to say, I don't want anybody listening to this thinking that either myself, Reggie, or E. Brown, because Black Butterfly just found out who he was. But I don't want anybody to think that we're trying to neuter him.
And I'm a diehard Georgia fan. I didn't know the dude existed. I really didn't. I'm so sorry.
But I'm just saying we're not trying to neuter him and not say be who you are. But you, Reggie, you literally took the word out of my mouth. What some
You know
people
who he reminds me of, Coach? You know who he reminds me of?
who was that?
Ed Reed. Ed Reed.
Correct. So
How
correct.
Ed Reed was when he was at Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah. But here's what I was gonna say. The word was passion.
What about
And
Will Muschamp?
Hold on. And here's my perfect point. What people can mistake for passion, they will mistake for aggression from a distance. And that's the difference. When the commentator's sitting up in the booth in the stands, look at he's hard aggressive. But if you go look at, and this is back to what E. Brown was saying, when you bring up people like Will Muschamp, look at the passion in his voice. Look at the passion.
Yep.
He's fired
That's
up.
where I was headed to.
I know.
Thank you, Coach. That's where I was headed to.
And that was my whole point. That's what I hope, and I want Friend Brown to understand the game in which you're playing. The game in which you're playing it's passion for one person, it's aggression and unruliness for someone else. It's just what it is.
Exactly.
We have to understand. And
that someone else happens to look like us.
Right, but I want Friend Brown to get to that, to have that understanding. When I watch coaches run up on referees all the time. That's the referee. Coaches run up on referees all the time, right? But understand the game in which you play. And one, you ain't a powerhouse. You're easy to complain on. You're the low man on the totem pole.
Right.
Y'all ain't winning no games. You haven't done anything there. You haven't nothing. The biggest thing you got right now is Calvin Russell out of Miami Northwestern. That's it. And I think he'll be okay in this league. I think he's a passionate coach. But see, we understand that. That's why I'm not offended by anything that he has done. But I want him to be cautious because of the things that he's done. Because I was the same way. Very passionate. Blah, blah, blah. Man, if I had to run up on a dude's face, I'll do that. If I had to walk, I'll do that. But I had to learn this.
And he's already proven that if you give him a few pieces, he can make it work like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, I get
and he was doing fine. He was doing fine this year until their quarterback got hurt. They were 3-1 that game that he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it like you say, he's on the right trajectory as long as his temperament doesn't derail him.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, I hope he has more opportunities. I hope he's not a one and done coach.
Mm-hmm.
We see so many guys get these opportunities. They're one and done.
Right.
They no longer get out because I think he's a coach that truly cares about these players. I think he's a guy that's going to spend the time, effort, and energy to get the most out of them. Right. I just hope that perception becomes people's reality. Oh, you're hot. And I will say this about him. I don't believe he is out of control as people think he is. I think
no, he's not.
He's not.
He's not.
Because I was the same way. I literally used to get on another coach because I know that dude didn't like me. I knew that as the head coach. That dude couldn't, the player couldn't stand me, but he had a great relationship with his coach. So if I got on the coach's behind, that kid is going to play for that coach because he didn't like Coach Hayes. Right? And guess how I learned that? Because my mentor, Coach Dunn, used to do it to me. Because I had a relationship with the player, with this, say my groups, I had linebackers. I had that relationship. Well, he is the head coach. Yeah, they respect him, but he not with them all day, every day. So when they game, he fuss and cuss me out, but it gets them motivated. Man, how that dude gonna try my coach like that, boy? Go ahead, my dog, boy. That my dog, boy.
Right.
You know, try my dog, man. F coach done, man. But that's the mind game. Frank Brown, the difference is we ain't got 33 cameras on the football field looking at offensive linemen feet. Like they got cameras everywhere out there. You know what I'm saying? They got lip readers.
And it's easier.
All that stuff.
And it's easier for a negative narrative to take off. It's a lot easier for a negative narrative to get out there and spread. So,
hey, Coach,
he'll be all right.
Hey, Coach Reggie and Black Butterfly, Coach, can I have your permission to go to the Indiana topic?
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to take over. I didn't want to take,
Well, I think we're talking about any of those topics, but I do want to say this before you go there. Shout out to Outside of Sports and Ham and those guys. We can definitely talk about the Grambling. I actually was going to do that as my going too far. I just couldn't get enough information to speak about it intelligently. So if you could definitely give me some more information. I saw something about like 30 suspensions and 15 dudes from Bethune-Cookman got suspended. I just couldn't find enough information to find out more. So I was going to do that as my going too far and make Fran Brown one of the topics. But I eliminated that because I just couldn't find the information. But I definitely would love to talk about the Grambling Bethune-Cookman brawl over there at Grambling. But go ahead, Ebron.
Yeah, because I wanted to know, because I saw something about that over the weekend, and I was like, what happened?
Coach, do you have that clip?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can pull it up.
And it's like players were fighting coaches, and what
it was a brawl.
What happened?
Well, go to your Indiana talk, Ebron, then we get there at some point.
Yeah, I'm interested in the brawl. I didn't hear about that, but the thing about
I saw a clip though, but I was trying to figure out what led to it.
I am speaking.
Well, don't make me go Lexus.
I am speaking. That's don't make me hang up because I do not like that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that back.
Thank you.
On the Indiana thing.
Can you file your nails a little quieter, please?
Oh, let me put my thing back on mute. I'm so sorry.
My goodness. And the thing,
them eagle talons. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Indiana thing with me is, should they be ranked number one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, you're talking about a football team that has 26 seniors on it.
Mm-hmm.
26 seniors. 18 of those seniors are on offense. And the majority of the positions that those seniors hold right now are the positions that made a difference on Saturday. Wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, running back. That's a senior-laced football team. That's why this coach is having such success with the football team, because he's coaching mature, football-ready players. Those guys are seniors. Like University of Miami, we are a young football team. Some of these guys are young, committing penalties when in the heat of the battle, causing us to lose yardage. But you don't see that with Indiana. On that last drive, you saw all those senior guys catching passes, getting over.
I got a question for you, Brown, before you continue on.
Go ahead.
At this point in the season, are they still young?
Who the University of Miami players?
Yeah, any player. Like if you're even coming in freshman or sophomore, or red shirt freshman or sophomore, at this point in the season, are you still a young player? You should have some experience with the snap count, some experience with the quarterback that you're working with. You should be familiar with the scheme. At this point in the season, you should have some familiarity where you're not having these same mistakes, right?
I would say yes. I would say yes because there are other dynamics that play a part in the season.
But Brown, let me ask something before you make your point. But I don't understand the argument. What does the fact that they have all seniors have to do with it? Did they start at freshmen and work? Were they all together for the 4 years or whatever?
No, what happened is that at different times of the season, different times of the game, they probably experienced being behind with 2 minutes left in the game. They probably experienced being ranked high and then losing a game, and then ranked low, then having all the fans turn against you, and then you lose another game, and then you consider crap. Those senior guys have probably experienced that. These young guys haven't experienced that. Even in high school, they haven't experienced that.
So hold on, Ebron. Let me ask you. So you brought up Indiana.
Why should that be held against them?
Right. No, what I was saying was, right, to that point was, you were saying that Indiana being ranked number one. Okay, great. Them having all those seniors. But you still haven't told me why. Are you for or against them being ranked number one?
No, I'm all for them being ranked number one because it brings up an important point.
Okay.
It brings up the point that you need to keep your ass in school. I'm sorry. You need to stay in school if
Fran Brown. Then we just had this conversation, Fran Brown. I'm just messing with you. Fran, hey, that's your nephew, Fran Brown, E. Brown. Go talk to your nephew, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I have this connection with him because of the last name. You know? And I just say that you threw me off. What the heck were we talking?
My bad.
I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, it's the point that I think that they're number one because it proves the point that if you stay pat and you stay focused, you could eventually win. You can eventually win, and you don't have to look after 2 years in college. You don't have to look to try to get to the NFL.
Okay,
where you may make it or you may not make it.
All right, so Ebron,
I get that.
Stay together. Hold on. I get
all of the above.
I get that.
Okay,
but that still doesn't have anything with them being ranked over Ohio State. Meaning, I understand they got there, but what I'm saying is, should the committee or should the people who do the rankings put them over Ohio State? And I'm saying that based on, and it's usually based on the results of your game. What you're stating is why they have those results. I'm cool with that. But what we're saying is, do you feel like they're getting shafted or do you think they're right where they're supposed to be? I mean, being 1 and 2 is really not a big deal at this point. But for this coach to say in his resume, he was ranked number one at Indiana, is probably a pretty good big deal. But I'm just saying, do you think with their body of work that they should be number one on the list?
Absolutely, because Ohio State has not. Okay, of course they won the national championship last year. They've won all their games thus far this year. Mm-hmm. But I'm not impressed by Ohio State. I'm not impressed by them. I'm not impressed by their schedule. I'm not impressed. I mean, I can be Northwestern High School and Westminster Academy and Penn State and go and win and run the scoreboard. But when it comes down to Indiana was literally an underdog in each and every one of those games before they started to win. Now that they're winning, and then they're showing the propensity to come from behind and win tough games. It's more impressive to me than watching Ohio State run through football teams who we know that they were going to beat. They're going to beat these teams.
Okay, so to your point, I like where you're going. Well, where you at? I mean, Butterfly, you got a lot going on. What
are you hearing?
We hear you walking. We hear you clicking your pots and stuff. You got your house shoes on?
No, I wasn't even walking.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I heard maybe you was filing up. Anyway, I thought you were walking like Big Nana. You know how Nana be walking? That what happened when they buy 270 get down, Brian. Yeah, drag that foot a little bit. I'm just messing with y'all. But anyway, but what I was saying was, to that point, did I mute? Or maybe he went out and came back in. My bad. I thought maybe Reggie went out and came back. I thought, Reggie, did I mute you?
Yeah, I went out and came back in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was me. It was on my end.
No, I thought I muted you. Okay, but anyway, so what I was saying was, okay, I get that part, what you're saying about Ohio State. I'm a firm believer, until you knock me off the hill, I should remain king. So
that is a good concept. That's a good concept, but you're not being fair to those teams who's shown to be an impressive football team. That's not being fair to them. Simply because you won last year doesn't mean that you should be the king of the mountain this year.
Why not?
I mean,
I haven't lost. I played who y'all put in front of me, right? And let's call a spade now. When they make these schedules and they do all these things, when you have been the top of the list so far, you don't get all of the hard opponents because you become a hard opponent to them, right? So those guys get a little scared unless they're forced to play you through scheduling, through conference scheduling. You don't get a lot of, you understand what I'm saying? So
I hear what you're saying.
And who would have known,
But,
for example, I mean, you look at these teams, Penn State was up there. Penn State was on there. Who would have said Penn State would have crapped out this year the way they did? Illinois was ranked top early, was ranked number 9, dropped to 17. That ain't Ohio State fault. Wisconsin in the bottom of the barrel, they trash Ola. I mean,
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Texas start off as number 1?
Texas was ranked number 1. They beat them. And Texas fell off down to 20.
And that's how they became number 1. Yeah, that's how they became
Yeah,
number 1.
Texas was number 1, which I didn't understand that because Ohio State was the national champ.
And that was
I don't understand why they were number 2.
Because it's all about projection. So you project people, and that's what scheduling to me is all about. You're projecting that these teams are going to be good, and then when they're not, man, they strengthen the schedule. But it's like Mike Tyson, the Ali and Mike Tyson argument. Man, Ali had to fight Ken Norton and George Foreman. Well, who Tyson? Man, he knocked out the people that lined up in front of him.
Yeah, but Mike, getting back to that analogy, Mike Tyson's knockouts and wins were impressive. They were literally first round knockouts.
Sir.
I mean,
Indiana's impressive. Hold on, Indiana's
money for pay per view.
Yeah, but Indiana's highly impressive. They beat a number 9 Illinois 63-10.
Yeah.
They beat an Oregon 30-20. They put up 30 points on a defensive-minded head coach, 30-20. They beat Michigan State 38-13. UCLA 56-6.
Oh, Indiana played Michigan State?
Yeah. Maryland 55-10. I mean, they got some Mike Tyson knockouts on him. Huh?
Impressive.
I know they were that good.
Penn State, they struggled, but came back with a great looking win. Right?
Yes.
I'm just saying, they look good to me. They look good to me. Now, do I think they got enough star power? I don't. I think they're gonna hit a wall here because I don't think they have enough depth. Like Reggie said earlier.
I don't think they need star power, man. I think they, because of this, they are senior based. I think that they have a fair and better chance at winning the national championship based on the fact they have experience.
Oh no!
Those kids have the
carried away.
Well, there you go, Davis.
LeBron does have a point because I think that was a main factor when TCU had their run. I think they were laden with a lot of seniors. They were laden with a lot of seniors on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they
it does play a factor.
Yeah, and they just hit a wall, bro. Like, but what I mean, they have a lot of
I don't
seniors.
think they're going to make it through. They would have to end up going through Texas A&M, right?
We don't know.
They would have to.
Yet. We don't know.
Right?
Yet.
Or no, we're going back to the bracket now.
Yeah, we don't really
I know Reggie keeps saying it's projection, but
yeah, but we don't know.
I don't think they'll make it to the national championship.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough when I say depth, even star power, but even the depth, when a guy goes down, I just think eventually they're gonna get beat up
on any given Saturday, it's one or two, it may be 2 or 3 plays that determine the outcome of the game.
Very much so.
Like Coach said earlier, you need the ball to fall your way. 1 or 2 fumbles you recover, or interception, or a tip ball leads to an interception, or a pick 6. You never know.
No, 100%, bro. 100%.
How many people thought the Indiana was going to lose Saturday? The way that game was looking, with under a minute left.
I gotta raise my hand because I sure thought they were going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1 or 2 plays it's 1 or 2 plays or 2 or 3 plays every game. A PI on the defense when you're on 3rd and 18, you get a PI on the defense to give you a first down.
100%.
We've seen all kinds of crazy stuff happen.
100%.
Okay, and I understand that, but let me ask you this: hypothetically speaking, say for instance, if the game were today between Texas A&M and Indiana, who you think would win?
I don't know. Neither team has been this far before. Well, I think Indiana was this far before.
I think Indiana will wallop them.
I don't know.
I don't think so,
that,
dog.
That Texas A&M team is different this year.
I think
Texas A&M has always had.
this year.
Here's the thing: Texas A&M has always had talent. It was just the coaching that held them back. And this year, everything fell into place. It's just like Indiana. Sometimes the one missing piece to a team is either the coach, one or two players, the quarterback, a defensive coordinator, that one DN, that can make a difference. I mean,
there's a big play
together.
Bro, just a guy slip and fall, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, let's look but let's look at Texas A&M. Let's look at Texas A&M. Texas A&M right now beat Notre Dame, a number 8th ranked Notre Dame by $1. Beat them 41-40. They beat Auburn 16-10, right? Mississippi State 31-9, Florida 34-17, Arkansas 45-42, LSU 49-25, Missouri, a 20th ranked LSU 49-25, and a 22nd ranked Missouri 38-17. They seem a little more inconsistent.
It's good, and I don't know when.
Oh, Johnny Manziel days, but
no, not even with Johnny Manziel days.
I mean, I take my hat off to Mike Elko.
I mean, we up here talking about the Indianas, the Ohio States, and the Texas A&M. Yeah, I better pay attention to Texas Tech. Them boys ain't playing.
They beat BYU, right?
They went out and when I tell you that they put some money into the transfer portal, they went and got some players. Y'all better watch that Texas Tech team. They are just under the radar, just making their way into the playoff. Under the radar, everybody's worried about Texas and the Oregons. Y'all better watch out for that Texas Tech team.
I don't know if they got the quarterback for it, bro.
Are they undefeated or one loss?
They got one loss. The Arizona State.
To who?
Arizona State. I just don't know if they got enough quarterback in them. I like the kid, the Marcel Reed kid from Texas A&M.
It's going to be some good. We're going to see some good matchups when it comes down to it, no matter who it is.
What's his name? Pavia from Vandy. What do you think about him?
Nah, he just like
he's just a gritty quarterback that makes it happen.
They done.
He's not a world beater, but he just finds a way.
Yeah.
Who's that player from Boston College that beat Miami with the long pass?
Doug Flutie.
He's the Doug Flutie of college football right now. Yeah, that's what he is. He's Doug Flutie. He's just think about Stetson Bennett. He's a more grittier Stetson Bennett. He doesn't do anything too well, but he does everything good. But I gotta say one thing to Coach though. Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a great football mind, and you have a great podcast. But I think you out your ever-loving mind if you think Manny Diaz is going to go to Penn State and coach that team. Okay.
All right.
LV, clip this. Hold on. LV, hold on. I gotta get some instructions. LV, clip this right here of Eat Brown saying about my ever-loving mind. Because if not, I'm gonna come to him. We taking this show on the road. And I'm going to sit in his living room and put my feet up on the coffee table and go in his refrigerator and get a beer out and play this clip on loop over and over and over and over and over again. He said about my ever-loving mind. Do you know I am Coach Nodamus? I know everything, man. I ain't never wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
when you made that pithy statement,
Okay, it could be
you
pithy.
made that pithy statement as a journalist to get your likes and get some, get some things like that. That's what happened in that city.
So I'm Dan Lanny now. I do it for the clip.
I
Hold
know
up.
Miami fans hate that man, but he's getting good value at Duke.
Excuse me.
That man
Can I say something?
He's making it happen.
E. Brown, are you saying that you are Dan Lanny and I am Coach Prime? And right now you're in there saying to your team, Coach Hayes is over there doing it for the clicks and likes.
Clicks and likes.
He's doing the clicks and likes right now with that statement because you know that Manny Diaz, that Penn State has a tradition
of losing.
Penn State looking for a coach. They're looking for a coach who's going to bring instantaneous competitive team that's going to fight for a national championship.
Can I say this to you?
That would not happen under Manny Diaz.
Can I say this to you, sir? Next year, they will be in the same bed. And I don't mean this as no trash talk.
Disrespect
is what I'm trying to. They're no different than Georgia. It'll be 40 years.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Now
I know.
too far.
No, I didn't. Just hear me out. Hear me out.
Find another team.
No, but
going too far.
See, that's what I'm saying. Just hear me out. Georgia was 1980 until they brought Kirby there, right? It was 40 years. Penn State. People talk about Penn State like they've been world beaters. They ain't sniffed it since 86. E. Brown was like 245 at the time. I was nothing but I was 8.
On it.
I was 8.
He said he was on his second tour of the Civil War.
He was still trying to he was still trying to
how was Lincoln? Tell us how and Fred Douglass. How were they?
You know what, Black Butterfly?
And Martin Delaney.
Ebron had the only musket with a banana clip.
With a banana clip. Hey, listen, E. Brown was he was a ticket taker at the Ford Theater when Lincoln got shot. This is what I'm trying to tell you. These are the things that I'm trying to tell people. He was 200 and some years. I was 8. And so I'm saying all this to say, people talk about Penn State like yes, they're a very good team, but they ain't no world beaters. They were no different than Texas. They were no different than Texas, Oklahoma State, Georgia, Penn State. I'm trying to think of our lifetime, not your lifetime, E. Brown, but in our lifetime. I'm trying to think of teams I'm trying to think of teams that would just wreck your season. They were still good. They would win 10 games. Georgia was like that. You play Georgia week 10, they're gonna be Mark Rick and them gonna beat you and wreck your season. They're gonna win 10 games, go to a nice bowl. Texas was like that. They had Vince Young that year. Oklahoma State was one of those teams. I'm trying to think, those are the kind of teams. That's what Penn State was. Only reason Penn State got their prestige because a guy like Joe Pa.
Well, you don't have to go, since y'all like history, I mean, and then you don't have to go back. Let's talk about present day. Present day, we got Ole Miss. That's one of those teams. You got Tennessee. That's one of those teams. You got, just some of those teams in the top 10 right now. Some of those teams you're talking about. Okay, always up there in the top 10, but eventually, guess what? They're gonna leave you at the prom, bro. They're gonna leave you at the prom.
Exactly.
And the other thing is that Manny Diaz has already had his opportunity to take an elite program to the top, and he didn't do it. What makes you think he's going to go to Penn State and do it? Simply because he went to Duke and he's won 2 games?
No, he did just what Mike Elko done. He went to Miami, right? Think about it. He could go to Miami. People could say what they want to say about it. But there's the what did he do at Miami? He brought in that defense. He brought in that. That's what got him the head coach job. Then he did what? He went to Penn State. After he left there, boom, bumped them up, right? He left there, goes to Duke, got them rolling, right? He didn't kill the program. I'm just saying. The only thing I'll just tell you, the only thing I'll just say to you, E. Brown, is the teams we're talking about now, because there's a 12-team playoff. If you look at these teams, Ohio State won. Of course, Indiana's different. Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia. The transfer portal has even some of this stuff out. But these are all the same top, for the most part, the top 12 teams that you historically hear: Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, even Oregon, Notre Dame. Texas has gotten better with Sarkisian there.
The would-be players that would be backup on those teams Coach just mentioned are now starters for other teams.
Yeah.
That's why the talent is kind of spread out now.
And shout out to my dog 12. He even told you they made it easier for us to get there. We still can't break the top 12. God dang, bro.
I know one thing. If Manny Diaz takes any of his teams to a championship or a playoff before Mario, a lot of Miami fans might be on suicide watch.
Not me.
I disagree with you.
Let's go Knights.
Reggie.
Because everybody said that Manny Diaz can coach. Manny Diaz can do this. He was this. He was that. If he takes any of his teams if he leads any team to a conference championship or a playoff berth before Mario, that's going to be saying something. Because then he ain't not making nowhere near what Mario's making. He never had the budget, the staff budget that Mario had. Y'all gave Mario everything. Y'all gave him the world. If Manny Diaz gets to the promised land before Mario, that's going to be saying something.
Well, I disagree with you, because Mario got to the promised land, so to speak, at Oregon. He won at Oregon.
No, we're talking about at Miami. Now, don't do that, Ebron.
Once again, he had unlimited funds. Like, what can he do? You put any coach there in Oregon. Look at Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning is now, he was living off of the vestiges of Mario.
Oh, stop this, Ebron.
No.
Ebron.
No.
He was living off of the.
But he ain't wrecked it. Has he wrecked it? Has he wrecked it? No.
Has he improved it? Yes. Has he improved the product? Yes.
No, he listen. You're now seeing an Oregon team that is drifting further and further down the ranking.
They've lost one game this year. They lost one game.
Am I right or wrong?
No.
They lost one game.
They lost one game to Indiana, the number 2 ranked team in the nation.
Come on, man. Come on now. Am I right or wrong? Are they not losing that luster and going down for down?
No.
How?
Honestly.
Sir, do you know what they did last year?
I'm not. Listen, you know that saying you were saying back in the day, when that song you sang, you played with when I started talking about the.
Sir, how you say that? Oregon went to the Big Ten and won it their first year in the conference. What are you talking about?
First year in the conference. That's what I'm saying.
What are you talking about? They just don't sound as sexy because you ain't used to the Oregon USC battle. They got to come across. No, they went there and beat out the Michigan, beat out the Ohio. Do you know Ohio State would not be your national champions?
All right, I think we gotten off the Manny Diaz topic. So that's what we're talking about.
No, I know, but we were just.
We're talking about coaches that do more with less.
What I'm saying is that when Mario took over the University of Miami, and the University of Miami fans know this, when Mario took over the University of Miami, we were competing with Appalachian State on a Saturday and going, man, I wonder if we can beat Appalachian State.
We're doing that now.
Right? Am I right or wrong?
We're doing that now. Stop it.
We will wallywop Appalachian State now.
Sir, we literally played South Florida. People like, man, we might lose that game.
No, well, listen, those are those delusional University of Miami fans. Those are the delusional University of Miami fans.
So, Ebron, you're saying that you guys haven't lost to a lower tier team since Mario's been there? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
Because we did lose to Middle Tennessee State a couple of years ago. Okay. And those are the football teams that the University of Miami, when we went into the season, Reggie, we were worried about Middle Tennessee State and Appalachian State and
what I'm saying, those are anomalies. Look at Notre Dame; they lost to what, NIU last year?
Yeah, Illinois.
We were not only afraid to play those teams. We were actually losing those games to the Toledo Rockets.
No.
All right,
let me do this.
We went to a bowl game and lost to Louisiana State. The Louisiana State.
You talking about La Tech?
Chili Peppers.
Was it La Tech? Anyway, listen, let me do this. Let me push this on. Let me push this. I do want to talk about this Grambling thing. Shout out to Chris. Chris Nagas. I don't know. Chris, I know that's you. Chris E.
You sounding like your president now.
No, if you can read that, tell me. Chris E, I know that's you because I see the picture. Thank you. He says, and I wanted to say this, but I didn't want to be that dude. But since you said it, I'm going to say it. Penn State left Joe Paterno too long to be coach. Penn State got sanctioned in 12. They had to build up after the sanction. I disagree. They left Joe Pa there too long. First of all, I agree with that. I disagree because I think really, to his credit, Bill O'Brien kept it together those 2 years, and then James Franklin brought stability to it. Because if you go look at them, let's go look at Penn State really quickly. If you look at their record by year, if you look at Penn State's record by year, they didn't really fall and suffer. They really didn't. Penn State in 2012, you said they got sanctioned. Bill O'Brien came in there, they went 8-4. After the Joe Paterno deal, 8-4, 7-5. James Franklin came in there, went 7-6, 7-6. Then he won 11-3, 11-2, 9-4, 11-2. COVID year was 4-5, 7-6, 11-2, 10-3, 13-3. I mean, bro, like.
So James Franklin turned it around.
Well, he kept it stable. He actually got it more stable than when Joe Pa was there. It was actually more stable. It was actually more stable.
What was that record last year, Coach?
13. He was 13-3 last year and get fired this year, bro.
And got fired. That was going to be my point.
I was going to ask you why they fired him. What were they expecting?
He couldn't win the big games. He couldn't win the big games.
So they basically treated him like they treat like Georgia treated Mark Richt. I mean, to be called a spade a spade.
And like Florida State treated just Bobby Bowden in his latest.
Bobby was the same way. I hate to say this. Bobby had great teams. He did a good job. That 96, that 97, was it 97, 98, 96, 97 year they won back to back. And that was it. And then Jimbo came in.
So that's more reflection on the coach than the players. So you're saying maybe James Franklin is not that good of a coach?
No, I just believe that Penn State right now, I think James Franklin in the 12 years he's been there, I think James Franklin has gotten all he can out of Penn State. That's all he could get out of them. Maybe another guy like how Kirby came to Georgia and just put gas on the fire and just turn that thing, like just because Mark Richt wasn't bad. Georgia was always a good, solid team. They just like couldn't get over the hump for 40 years, right? Even though it was harder at the time because you didn't have the 12-team playoffs and all that, but you know they would win. They would
Mark Richt wasn't a cheater.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute now. Kirby is not a cheater either. What are you getting at?
Man, please.
Yes, come on.
Please. That boy the Nick Saban trick. Stop it. Man, please. Man, listen, if y'all don't think it was some checks being cut out there.
Exactly.
Y'all out y'all mind. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna leave this like this.
Well, it's all legal now, so.
Well, I ain't got the pictures on the wall for nothing. I'm just put it like that. I'll just say that. That's my thing. Let me do this. If y'all don't mind, I want to push on. I guess there's a news clip right here about the brawl. Chris E. Let me do this. Chris E. for the 1999, man. Thank you, brother. You clap it up, man, for Chris E. in the building, man. Appreciate it.
Good job, Chris.
Boy, Chris, you kept the lights on for one more week. My man. I love it. Let me see if I could find this doggone. Where's this clip at? Chrome tab.
Coach, while you do that, have you guys heard that Hunter's out for the rest of the season? Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that
I
today.
just saw it on ESPN.
LCL?
Remember all those shows where we were talking about, hey, he needs to slow down, playing both ways.
Okay.
But the wear and tear on your body. And everybody was, oh, no, he can do it. He's different.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Travis Spider-Man Hunter. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
Well, I bet you pick a side now.
All right. I don't know what this clip is. I haven't had a chance to do it, but this is a news clip. So I guess this is their coach talking about it. And he has some really I saw that part.
Who we have here at the public? This Grambling State coach?
Grambling coach.
Okay.
He was actually talking about the disrespect. I think this is this clip. I'm not sure, but I think this is the clip he's talking about. Man, we ain't gonna let nobody disrespect us. We meet disrespect with disrespect, something like that. But anyway,
that's the Grambling coach?
Yeah, let me just see right here. Let me play it. Let me know if you guys can hear this in the chat as well.
When you play here, you got to make sure as a coach, support staff, that all your players come down. If you're gonna walk down there and take your time, and now it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, and we're standing on the stairs, and you got 4 or 5 kids who's just walking down, taking their time. Listen, to at the end of the day, I'm thinking like, well, no, they know what they're doing. They taking their time, so we're trying to give them the respect. So by the time we got to go, we can't wait on 2 players, but they should never leave their players. Who leaves their players? Who leaves their players over there knowing that we got to come down? You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the disrespect stuff. And we're not going to tolerate disrespect here at Grambling. You won't disrespect us. We're going to meet disrespect with disrespect, because be responsible, get your kids out the locker room, make them get to the field. They came down on the field, they walked on the field. That's disrespecting the game, first of all. So that's my perspective. And I told him after the game, I said, you can't leave your kids up there. You can't leave your kids up there. So we talked. I know we're going to hear, I'm going to hear from my AD. I'll talk to my AD. He'll talk to his AD. And, I told him, I said, if they find us, then you know what? Where'd you pay?
Wow. Mine better not be in it. Not you right there. Okay, good.
Well, y'all heard it first. Well, y'all probably heard it third, right?
Okay, Coach, could you pause that for a minute?
Yeah, I did.
So what did you hear? What did you hear there in that?
So again, I've been through this before. We played Lakeland. You know how sometimes teams cross one another? Michigan has this problem.
Coming out of the same tunnel?
They come out the same tunnel, or they have to cross paths to get to their sideline. Meaning, so I remember we played Lakeland. Lakeland has to come from the visitor side to run to their sideline. The visitors' stands are underneath their bleachers. So the visiting, if I'm in Lakeland, if I'm correct, when we were at, I forgot the name of that stadium, something stadium, wherever the Juggernauts play, the visiting locker rooms are underneath the home bleachers. Mm-hmm. Lakeland is on the visitor side, and they come across to run towards their sideline. Does that make sense? So if both teams come out together, you're going to run through each other or run into each other, unless there's some air traffic controller there. So, and Michigan had this problem with, I want to say it was Ohio State. That, that tunnel that Michigan runs down and they come out and hit the banner.
They had something like what, that 2 years ago? They had an incident.
Yeah, because
where a kid got hurt.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, I'll show you. I'll pull it up so you guys can see it for people to understand. So with Michigan and Michigan State, Michigan and Ohio State, both locker rooms are literally right in front of each other. It's like a door. One door is here, and the Michigan Ohio State door is there. They're literally facing each other. The visitors facing. Here it is right here. Here's a perfect clip of it. It's straight chaos, and you have to control that. Let me see if I can add this to the screen. I guess. I don't know. I got different, all kind of buttons going on. Here we go. That's the same. That's the same tunnel you run down when you see the Michigan players run out and hit the banner. So Ohio State and Michigan literally in the same hallway. See?
Yeah, this was a great idea.
So when you do it, Michigan is getting ready to go to the left. Ohio State is to the right. You see that door right there? There's a door right here to your top where you see the Ohio State player. Michigan got a door to the same door, but it's just on the other side. I mean,
yeah, this was a bright idea.
So based on what that coach was saying, was that there was going to be an interaction with the two teams crossing each other. And he said apparently Bethune-Cookman left players, or they weren't coming out fast enough, and there was only a few minutes left for them to get onto the field to get prepared. And you're trying to hold your guys back, and you just letting your player just come, willy-nilly down the tunnel or wherever they had them located. And I'm like, man, look here, I got to get ready for a game too, because if not, I'm gonna get the penalty. So let's just go. And then one start talking trash.
Why don't they adjust the time that they come out of the tunnel where they don't meet?
He did that, but remember, he said you didn't get all your players. You let your players lag behind.
What I'm saying is they should get the all clear before they bring their team out. Like, hey, it's all clear. Let's go.
That was the problem. They were down to 3 minutes. That's what he was saying. He said we only had 3 minutes left on the clock. Gotcha. Because they were taking such a long time moving to wherever they had to move to. That's why he said you got to get all your players. It's your job to get all your players, coach.
Basically, they were intentionally being slow.
Either that or they just weren't organized and didn't even think about
had some stragglers.
Yeah. And didn't even realize we're gonna set it off in this joint tonight. But that's unfortunate.
Listen, I hate to sound like the old man in this whole situation.
I mean, even when you don't, you do, but go ahead.
But the head coach making that statement in public, I think it was a mistake. That's something he should have said in private.
He recanted.
Yeah, he's definitely going. His AD is definitely going to have a word with him about that.
Yeah, he should have said it in public. And the reason I say that is because you got to realize that watching a bunch of football players fighting and then having a head coach get up there in a public forum and saying what he said, especially when the football teams look like me and you, it's going to be perceived totally wrong. So you got to be aware that as the leader of the football team and as the athletic director, you got to address that stuff. We're out there fighting with each other, and then we have our leaders who come out, get on the podium, saying that I'm not going to let you disrespect us. We're going to disrespect you. That's stuff that you should stay your football team in private. Don't blurt that stuff out in public so that people are going to look at you and go, that's the way they all are.
Once again, you got to know when to turn it on and when to turn it off.
That's what we're talking about with Fran Brown. That's what we're talking about. Now people are going to look at those two programs, just like the University of Miami and FIU did the same stuff a couple of years ago. And the University of Miami paid dearly for it. They paid dearly for it. Those two football teams are going to pay dearly for it. It's going to become somebody. See, I told you, that's how they are. That's what you got to try to avoid.
And I understand wholeheartedly what you're saying, E. Brown, and I agree with you. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for just a moment. It's the swag.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Well, here's the deal, right? To your point, it is the SWAT, right? But he has already come back. I did see that. He did come back and said his intent wasn't about violence. He was just saying we're not going to tolerate being disrespected. And he came out and I did see that part about Mickey Joseph's post comments regarding events leading to the on-field brawl with Bethune-Cookman may have caused more harm than good. And he says, we're not going to tolerate disrespect here at Grambling. You won't disrespect us. We're going to meet disrespect with disrespect, Coach Joseph said in defense of Grambling State. And then I'm trying to think, players got ejected. I just saw the thing where he said, I wasn't trying to incite. Oh, here we go. Get the ad out the way. During the football contest, Grambling State and Bethune-Cookman University on the field altercation occurred involving members of both teams. A number of student athletes were ejected in accordance to the game and the conference rules. I'm trying to get through all the fluff. GSU takes the matter seriously. The university has long held fast on the values of respect, discipline, and excellence, both on and off the field. Sound like ChatGPT wrote this. A full review is underway in collaboration with our athletic department and conference to determine the facts, blah, blah, blah. But he did come back and say he wasn't trying to say, well, I know what he said, but of course you're going to go back and recant that stuff. But it's no different.
It's not going to get as much coverage as the viral video.
It's not right. And it's definitely not going to get as much coverage. You know, like I said, it's going to paint it in a bad light. But
right.
It's unfortunate. I mean, it is sports. These things happen. But it's all about planning and preparation, right? And that's where people have to make sure, kind of what Reggie said was, I don't know this to be true or not, but usually the university, when you have a visiting team, they assign a small staff of people with the opposing team to guide them, because that team doesn't know where to go, where not to go. Hey, coach, this is the way we get to the visitor locker room. Coach, we come out like this like they assign the people. I don't know if Grambling did that or not, but they assign the people with you that got on and may have on Grambling State shirts, and they are with the visiting team, because the visiting team doesn't know what the typical operations is they're visiting. So, hey, coach, this is where you guys can put your stuff. The buses meet here, blah, blah, blah. That's football operations people. That's what they do.
And if I'm not mistaken, usually it's one or two uniformed officers or state troopers that lead you out, go out with you.
Oh, yeah, but it'll be your state. So, for example, they got a Florida State trooper that's with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But again, the Florida State trooper don't know what to do either. He's just there for security. But he doesn't know where to go for Grambling's visiting locker room.
That is a true statement.
Yeah.
That's a true statement, Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put any operational plan together to try to address anything and everything that you think could possibly happen, and then something will go astray.
Yeah.
But when it does go astray, you can't have the leaders of your program get on a national forum, like a media forum, and making statements like that. And when he's heated, the head coach was heated up.
Yeah.
Somebody should have said to him, no, you can't go out and say anything right now. Just let somebody else go out. Who's gonna give?
Well, I think that's the bad part about the media too. They get you right after the thing, right? Right after. They want to get you when you riled up, because that's where you get the sound bites from. You know, and it takes a person that's strong and has a full understanding.
When you hear I meet disrespect with disrespect, doesn't that mean violence?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But again, he's not lying. I totally get it. But that's our whole point with the whole Fran Brown thing, is some things you just can't say. But in the locker room, that's what you're supposed to say.
Exactly.
You're supposed. So when Fran Brown said, man, we had Miami on the verge of quitting, that's what you're supposed to tell your players, because it was 0-0. David fighting Goliath, right? That's what you're supposed to say. But there's things you say in the locker room, and then there's things. Listen, I done heard Coach Cristobal gouge their effing eyes out. Yeah. And I ain't never heard him talk like that at the podium. You know what he say? We played a tough team. Got to give credit to them. They practice hard. They came to play, and as men, we got to pick ourselves up and keep working hard and grinding. That's what men do. And man, that boy that came back to the locker room and man, look here, call you everything but a child of God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the good thing is that nobody got seriously hurt or killed. Because if somebody had got killed or seriously injured the other night, man, those are the things that you gotta.
You would have had two new coaches, new coaching openings.
No, first of all,
you would have had two.
No, first of all, you would have had some ESPN trucks up in the reporting. First of all,
absolutely.
ESPN don't care about that stuff, man. I don't even know if it's even on the ESPN top, whatever. They ain't talking about that. They don't care about that. But I don't know, man. We had the 2 hour and 37-minute mark. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. We're doing some of the little new format here, man. I love just talking about this kind of stuff. I love it because I just love the game. I like talking about all aspects of it, man. Keep you, keep you nice and sharp. Like if you like E. Brown and all you still talking about is, you know what I mean? Back in my day when I had my musket.
Yeah, Coach, quick question.
He was a Buffalo Soldier, right?
Oh my God.
That was a prestigious group, man.
Actually, he named them Buffalo. He actually named the American Bison the Buffalo. E. Brown is literally, and the reason he called it a Buffalo because his name was Brown and the Bison was Brown, and he didn't want to have the same name.
I have one last football question. Because normally we have quarterbacks that are like in the running for the Heisman, but I haven't heard much about that this year. Why is that?
Check that out. Last show we talked about that right here on the Coach Me Coach podcast. Literally 7 days ago we brought that up.
I missed
I know,
it.
I'm just messing with you. No, we did talk about that. We talked about I don't see a real front runner right now. Like I don't see a guy that's popped off like the Travis Hunter or the Cam Ward. Or just any of these guys from the past couple of years. Like, there's nobody right now that somebody maybe, I think they say Ty Simpson and the guy from Ohio State, Julian Sand. I mean, this is the quietest Heisman race I have heard in a long time.
I believe they said that the Indiana quarterback had his Heisman moment last Saturday. So,
yeah, that right there might be the most exciting.
Neither one of those guys are ESPN picked. Because if Arch Manning had won one or two more games, I guarantee you he would be the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy because that's who they started out with the year saying he was going to win the Heisman Trophy. So that's why it's a fake, it's a farce.
Well, a lot of that had to be that he was going to be the starting quarterback and Texas was ranked number 1 to begin the season with. So it was like everything lined up for that to be the narrative.
And I'll say this.
Quickly dispelled.
But the thing about it is for Texas to play Ohio State for the first game, I felt like that was a very disservice to that.
So was it?
It was already signed up.
UGA has played tough opponents the first game. UGA has played tough opponents the first game out of conference schedule.
Yeah, but
that was makes that opening.
This was this young man's first time, and then you have to look at where he came from.
No. Listen. Both quarterbacks were starting for the first time.
Yeah, Julian Sand was just starting. Remember,
Julian Sand
Will Howard last year.
He's a new starter too.
But they don't think about that, y'all. I mean, this is what I be trying to tell you. When they make the schedule, they don't be like, "Oh shoot, god dang it, they got a new quarterback." This stuff already be scheduled.
Yeah,
this stuff is already scheduled. Like they not.
Yeah, these schedules be scheduled sometimes 3 or 4 years in advance.
Yeah. I mean, they have it on there. But I will say this. What was I going to say? E. Brown, about your gunpowder and your musket. Blah. I can't remember. But anyway.
First musket with a banana clip.
That boy had, that boy had a scope. That boy had a scope on the musket. He made it out of 2 eyeglasses in a toilet paper roll. Man, let me get
what was her name? Sacagawea? What was her name?
Second you will. She did the expedition. What was that expedition that they did with
Only on the Coach Hayes podcast would you get a history lesson and football.
Yeah, because we have a real live person from the history.
And their care advice.
Mm-hmm. Lewis and Clark. Y'all too funny.
Lewis and Clark.
That's it. But I did have a serious question though. What was I don't know about this. What was the USC punt scandal? What was that?
Okay, so quickly, USC, their punter wears number 80. His name is Sam Johnson. Lincoln Riley gave the third string quarterback number 80 as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they went to go punt,
okay, I see where this is going.
And when they went to go punt, they put the third string quarterback out there as the punter. And he threw a first down. He threw a fake punt and he threw the first down. And like I was saying, what was really high level thinking, remember USC don't put names on the back of their jersey. So
definitely don't.
So they just saw number 80 out there, white dude, look like the punter.
Assumed it was the punter.
And so now the issue, and to Northwestern's credit, they didn't complain. Loophole in the system.
Now it's going to be a new rule. Now it's going to be a new rule implemented. Now
is that legal for them to do?
Yeah, because you can wear number 80. The problem is two people can't wear number 80 at the same position.
Same time.
So I thought it had to be offense, but it's not. It's really the same position. But in order to keep confusion down, that's why you have one on offense, one on defense. That's why you see some guys on special teams have to change numbers like we did last year. Was it with Ray Ray? Ray Ray had to wear like 47 or something like that because on special teams, it's a mix of offense and defensive players. So
question, Coach, why do they have to report in to the referee? What is that?
Who does? Who does?
If I think I've seen it where a lineman or a tight end sometimes has to report in to the ref.
I think they used to do that if you want to go in and be eligible, but they don't do that.
Okay,
I don't think they do that anymore. It's about eligibility. But they don't. They'll come in and say number 65 is now eligible. Blah blah blah. Because the only eligible numbers or ineligible numbers are 50 to 79. Every other number is eligible to catch a ball.
Explain what that means for the people that don't understand.
So only people that can handle the ball so far as that can catch a forward pass. And this is why Maui Noah was good. If you have the numbers between 50 and 79 are only ineligible numbers. That's why you typically see those people with like linemen, right? Or even some D linemen or whatever.
Okay, so that's why when a quarterback's about to get sacked, he throw it up and a lineman catches it. That's why it's a penalty.
Right. But
Gotcha.
if I throw it backwards, it's legal. So Maui Noah just did a fake. He just did a fake a tackle screen, really is what it's called. But because the pass was thrown backwards, it's legal. It's
Alabama did the same thing with boy.
Yeah, it's like a handoff. Like you can actually put number 65 at running back and hand him the ball. He just can't catch the ball.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the difference. But anyway, that way you can keep track of eligible numbers, ineligible numbers, so forth and so on. But what they did
it's just like your chop block, that thing you were talking about when you go that towards the knees. It's legal. Hey, it's legal. It's a legal play. I mean, they did nothing wrong. It's just like the coach from SMU said last week when we played SMU and somebody complained about the penalties. And the head coach said, "Hey, nobody called it. Hey, nobody called it, so there was nothing wrong with it."
So the only issue they had was they were trying to say that because he lined up as the punter, and you have a punter, that's what makes it legal because the rule states you can't have two people with the same number at the same position. However, here's the loophole, though, Reggie, and this is where you got to really respect the game. It's a punt formation to everybody, but who says that's not my offensive formation?
Yep.
Because who says my quarterback has to line up 5 yards in shotgun? Why can't he line up 12 yards? See, that's the difference,
Okay, I
right?
have a question.
See, but
I
that's the
didn't see the
difference right
play.
there. Mhm.
And I can't see see it right now. But did they line it up like they were getting ready to kick a punt?
Yes, yeah, but that's the thing. It looks like a punt
But you know
formation,
what?
but who says the
Now you
punt
say that,
formation is
Coach.
not my offense?
Now that you say that, Coach, I've seen Nebraska leave their quarterback in there and have do like a drop kick punt.
There you go. Yeah,
The quarterback.
quick kick. Yeah, they call it quick kick. Mhm.
Yeah, quick kick. Yeah, I've seen him do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never paid
Well, how
attention
is
to how
that
far
any
back he
different?
was, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
think
let
there's
me ask
anything
you
wrong
this.
with the
How
play.
is that any different if the punter picks up the ball and run off with it? How is that any different?
Well, it's not about the
Because it
play.
was just the quarterback back there?
Well, it's not about the play. It's about the number. So what you were doing was
Oh,
being
the
deceptive.
number. Okay.
Yeah, you were being deceptive with the number 80. Because if he would have went out there wearing number 7 at punter, they got spotters. They'll be like, hey, watch for the fake, number 7 at punter. Their quarterback is at punter.
Okay.
But if you run number 80 out there, who is typically their punter, and I run another dude out there with number 80 on because they have no names on, nothing identifying a different person. I mean, how many people are studying like the punter's body style? You know what I'm saying? Like his body composition. So they see number 80, a white dude. Okay, the other 80 white dude, same person, yeah. Or they don't know a different.
The different Black Butterfly is sending a dude out there that can throw a 5-yard pass, maybe,
right,
and sending a dude out there that can really chuck it downfield if somebody's open.
And threw a dart. Hey, threw a dart.
Right.
But the rule is still that you cannot have two players with the same number, right?
You
so
can.
On the field. On the
break
field.
the rule?
No. They can't be on the field on the field at the same time.
Right.
Oh, then they wasn't.
Right.
Right.
So they didn't break a rule. They was legal.
Right.
In essence. See, that's
the loophole.
the loophole.
It's a loophole.
Yeah. Because they were in the loophole is you can't have two people with the same number in the same position. The punter's number 80, the third string quarterback was number 80, and they both were standing at the punter's position. The problem is, here's where the real loophole is. How can you tell me, because I lined up in a punt formation, why can't that be my offensive formation as well?
Right.
Because let me ask you a caller. Let me ask you this. On defense, right? On defense, when you get ready to punt, where does the punt returner go? He lined up 25, 30 yards, 40 yards deep, right? Sometimes 50 yards deep. That would be the same thing as you saying you can't put your safety 50 yards deep on prevent. I thought it was great. I thought it was innovative. I just hate they used it for no reason. Like, use it to win a game. Don't use it. I mean, it's Northwestern, dog. Why are you using it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes you know why they do that sometimes. No, you know why sometimes they do that? That gives them another thing the next team defense coordinator got a plan for. So you can't go for the block. You can't go for the all-out block punt.
Yeah,
if maybe the quarterback's back there.
Yeah, but that's but that's easy to look now. They could tell. Now I'm just looking to see what number 80 look like. What number 80? Like that's easy. Like you use that. If I'm a head coach, I'm keeping that in my back pocket. And hold on. I'm going to tell you this, Reggie. Here go the real loophole where they really thought it out. They even changed the third string quarterback number on the roster, the game day roster, to number 80. So it wasn't like
they really planned that.
Yeah, so it wasn't like you could go back and say, well, look, the game day roster, he was number 7, and y'all changed his number to 80 to be deceptive. No, we changed. And all they got to do is say, hey, we had a roster.
Get away with it. You still can get away with it.
They were just testing it to see what they could get away with.
I know, but why don't I test it, see what I can get away with when I really need it?
Because it may not work then.
Who's going to catch it?
The game.
Who's going to catch it? Ain't nobody. The commentator even said, man, that punter threw a nice pass. And what's the next?
You still can kind of get away with it, Coach. If you do like Georgia, I don't know if you watched the Georgia game. This is something they stole from Notre Dame last year. You run the punt team on at last minute. And number 8 out there, you don't know if it's a quarterback or if it's a real punter. You don't have time to adjust.
Right.
You can still run them out there with like 15 seconds. By the time the defense coordinator figure out what's going on, He's like, okay, is it the real punter? Is it the quarterback?
Yeah.
So it's ways to get around it.
Again.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
now
I
guess
ain't
what?
kinda
I'm
like
finna
they
get the
did that,
pimple face dude to check the game day roster to make sure ain't no funny business. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this was a brilliant plan. I think like this was a brilliant plan where you could have robbed like Fort Knox, but instead you went and robbed Adam Scott. And like, bro, you wasted a great plan, bro.
What if they do it a different way? What if they next time they sneak the third string running back as one of the up guys and hike the ball directly to him? You so busy worried about the punter. Now the third string running back done got the edge, and he going to the house.
But people look for those.
Ways to do it.
I get it.
Yeah.
But you still can't tell me people don't look for those kind of fate.
I give it to him, man. That was clever. That was clever. I give it to him.
I think it was clever too.
That was
and
clever.
I also thought what Georgia did was clever too, because I've never.
But they stole that from Notre Dame because Notre Dame whooped our ass with that play last year.
Or the punter?
That's what that was. They what they did was they wait till the last minute, rush the punt team off. They rushed the kicking team off the field and the regular offense back on the field last minute. Mm-hmm. And Georgia had their punt coverage on there, and then they ran a play. They got a first down.
Yeah, I get it.
It worked.
It worked. That's what I'm saying. That's why when I saw them doing that, I was just like, man, come on. Why
you know something I always said? I had never thought of this.
I thought it was good.
You know what I always said? I should have done this when I was coaching, and I promise you I would do this from now on. If I ever got back coaching, I doubt it. So, let's lost cause. If somebody ever do this, then they owe me some money. Every time you score, I'm going to line up for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
If I get the look that I want, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna go for 2. If I don't, I'm gonna take the leg game, kick the field goal. 5 yards ain't gonna kill my field goal kicker.
Yeah, depending on where you are.
I don't know. Some kickers nowadays that freaks them out.
Bro, it's an extra point. It's from the 3.
Oh, you talking about the extra point?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Bro. I've seen some pros miss extra points.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying, the distance is never going to be the issue. It's his left and right.
I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying is I always thought I should have went for 2 every time.
Doesn't Dan Laney do that? In some games, I've seen him go for 2 every time.
They do that swinging gate stuff. Probably. It look different.
Do you play? How you feel about coaches who play for overtime or coaches who play to win it when they're tied?
Depends on if you're home or away. I think that's what the coach's decision weigh on. If I'm home, I play for the tie. If I'm on the road, I play for the win.
Nah, not me. If for me personally, it's the feel of the game. Listen, if I've been barely making it, damn it, I'm trying to win this thing and get the hell out of here and let's get on the bus and go home. Because I can't. I'm just calling it what it is. You know what I mean? You want to always try to play for the win, but it's also one of them things. Yeah. If you make it, you're a genius. If you miss it, you're an idiot. We should have kicked the field goal and went for 2. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Tired up and playing overtime.
But I feel more better going for the win on the road, because then, like you say, if you do it at home and fail, then you got your whole home crowd calling you a sucker.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that.
But it also depends on how good your defense has been playing too.
I mean, all of that. It's your momentum.
I don't ever want to experience anything like the Georgia game last year. I don't ever want to experience anything like that again.
Yeah. I mean, I think it all depends on the feeling. It all depends on your chart. It all depends on your
that game. Didn't Carson Beck throw some interceptions in that game?
I can't even remember.
Drop passes.
I knew you couldn't let it go.
I thought we weren't going to talk about him.
I knew you couldn't let it go. Just couldn't let it go.
Brought that up. I wasn't thinking about.
No. I brought up the overtime. I didn't bring him up. I don't want to bring him up.
Hey y'all, E. Brown, them ladies just can't. They gotta just get that little knife in there and twist a little bit. Just gotta just kick a man when he's down. Huh?
Yeah, I try to call the black butterfly, but every once in a while.
I wasn't thinking of it. I was not thinking of it until Reggie brought that game up.
But
I was talking about the overtime. We were talking about overtime.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what led
No, you got specific. You got specific. You got specific.
Anyway, man, let me get off here, man. I got a few minutes. Y'all hold tight in the back. Matter of fact, y'all hold tight.
Okay.
Listen up.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Yeah, I'm talking to the folks. Y'all hold tight back there. Don't hang up.
Hey, y'all click that like button on the way out the door and
There you
turn
go.
the porch light on.
Wave in the fofo. All I heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Anyway, listen, I appreciate y'all coming hanging out. This is the Coach Me Coach podcast with Coach Hayes. Check us out every Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about all type of topics going on here, man. We got some more going on. Check us out tomorrow for the Miami Hurricanes Canes Talk Live. We got definitely a lot to talk about. We kind of led a little bit here with Coach Fran Brown, but we got some more stuff to talk about. Everybody excited about this playoff. We hoping to prayer somebody else lose so we could win. God damn it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, with all that being said, we up out of here. Peace. People got me around here cussing, knowing these kids be watching this doggone show. And doggone Black Butterfly gonna bring up Carson Beck again. You know they get me triggered. I'm triggered right now. God almighty.